episode of the show.
Right.
It's going to be minimal. Well, it's always going to be fussy. But
nigga, it's always gonna be some fucking.
Yo, that's why I didn't include that fucking video, the story attached to that video that I sent you.
Yeah, because we're gonna be.
I was going. I
know you was
story, and I was like, "Come on,
was.
yo." And then I watched the video. I'm like, "Yo."
I knew that was, I can't, like, yo. It's so. First of all, it's so fucking phony, and it's like because I've seen and heard these things. They've been saying this shit since the 60s.
Why you had to get the nigga with the fucked up teeth too?
Yo,
like, come on, yo.
Because we all look alike. It wouldn't have mattered. It wouldn't have mattered if his teeth wasn't fucked up. Like we all look alike. You know what I'm saying? So that's what that is. Just saying. That's what that is.
Does racism exist? Of course it does, but we can't get rid of race if we wait for the last racist to be gone. What the fuck are you
that
talking
made
about?
Zero sense.
What?
And again, they purposely missed the point because that's their purpose to do. Like they don't want to have the actual conversation. No one's concerned about what motherfuckers think and how they feel about you. They're concerned about them having the power to do shit to you because of the way they feel. Exactly. That's it. Like
I don't give a fuck how somebody. Oh, so Chris just posted a TikTok of this girl. Now I ain't gonna hold you. I'm not necessarily a fan of this girl's style because I've seen her before.
Right.
But me not being a fan of her style, I still end up watching a decent amount of her videos because she be on point.
Right.
And it was a video of some white dude. The question was like, would you take a black girl to prom or something like that?
Oh, gee.
And he's like, nope, never, or some shit, some basically no. And the girl's like, good. Like nobody's over here crying because
they supposed to care, yo.
Like, nah,
they supposed to care. I need to know. Are they supposed to care?
Yeah, I don't think the majority of people care about that type of stuff. That type of segregation, discrimination, racism, whatever you want to call it. That's not what we talk, especially nowadays. That's not what I don't care. You don't like my hair? Fine.
Right.
I don't understand. Don't look at it. Like,
yeah.
Okay. Yeah. But do you have the power to do something
to fire me off my job, to sick the police on me, to keep me from investing and stuff, from keep me from moving into a certain neighborhood? Nobody give a fuck about that. Yo, first of all, a pox on you. I don't give a
Fact side. Who even goes to prom these days? I know I do.
What's up, Biddy? What's going on?
And it's like,
who cares?
Why do I care? I don't care. I could not care less.
Hold on. Let me think about that for a second. Yeah, you're right. There's no lesser way I could care.
Possible. Yo, first of all, I don't even know you.
Yeah, like who cares?
I have one of the biggest Trump supporters in the world at my job.
Right.
I speak to her just like I speak to the rest of my coworkers that I don't have a relationship with.
I don't even know who you are.
Because they don't care what she thinks. She has literally no power to do anything.
No power in my life at all.
And she would never.
And the rock means ever.
She would never come to me with that bullshit.
So
it just wouldn't happen. So I don't care.
Yo, Cyrus said, I came for my Saturday morning cartoons and ended up with you two instead.
No. You ended up in the right place.
You are right where you belong. You're right where you belong, right here. You see all this color. It's cartoons.
Let's start because before Cyrus has to leave or whatever, I want to get to this main thing.
Oh, okay, got you. Welcome everyone to the Black Culture Geeks podcast. This is my man SPJ. And I am Tombstone the Dead Man, and we are just a couple of geeks talking about pop culture from a black perspective. Facts indeed.
Oh shit, we got Cyrus for the whole. Okay, never mind.
Damn it.
Keep going.
Good
shit.
Yeah. So we're back. That's right.
We are.
That's right. Your Saturday
like we never left.
Cartoons are here. Yo, we back like we never left. We coming back like we avenging our brother's death. You know what I'm saying? Every Saturday. You know what I'm saying? Every Saturday at 11 o'clock. And we've been doing that shit.
With very few exceptions.
Right. Biddy said she's going to get some sunshine. Yo, all right. Yeah.
We got some sunshine.
Oh, she got some. Okay. That's what's up. It's been cold. It was cold.
last 2 days.
Yeah, last 2 days has been kind of cold here. Right? And I was like, Spring, fight back. You know what I'm saying? like, Spring, fight back. You know what I'm saying? Like, but we're gonna get all that we want of it because this week coming up, there's at least 3 days where it's gonna be almost 80 degrees.
Mm-hmm.
1 day, no, 2 days, it's gonna be over 80. 1 day it's gonna be almost 80. So yeah, we in there. We in there like swimwear.
I'm here for that shit.
I'm here for all of it.
Absolutely.
Cyrus says, man, that brother's death line makes me want to watch Four Brothers again.
Yo,
I'm aware it was their mother's breath in the movie, but still.
No. Jack died.
Jack did die. Jack did die.
So same, they avenged Jack's death.
Yeah, exactly.
Jackie boy.
We tried to get what we can get in when it's warm and it's dope outside.
Yeah.
Like I got my first shot, and my second one is on the 8th. I'm supposed to go on the 8th to get that shit.
Kaboom.
And then knock that out. And if there's any boosters that need to be gotten next year, I will do that as well.
Yeah.
Because once again, this is not the flu.
Mm-hmm.
I've had the flu twice in my life, and they put you on my ass, but they didn't put me in the ground.
Right.
This shit could put me in the motherfucking ground.
See, that's the thing. This is the first vaccine I've taken in Lord knows how long because I don't ever take the flu shot. I've never had the
either.
That's not now, ladies and gentlemen. That's not medical advice.
Mm-mm.
What I'm saying is,
you're saying what you have personally.
This is just my decision,
right,
based on anecdotal evidence.
Right.
I'm not encouraging anybody.
This is the reason why I did not take the any of the flu vaccines because I only before that second time I had only. Hey, what's up, Ken?
Hey,
I had only had that once in the 10th grade.
Yeah,
where they literally had to come and get me from school. After that, I ain't never had it, and I've been in a house full of people with it. So I was like, apparently my immune system is what it is. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm good. I'm kind of jealous of Ken because Ken is living at least in the type of environment that I want us to be recording this show at.
Thanks. Okay.
Listen, speaking of that, hold up for a second. Do not be deceived, audience. Do not be deceived, especially those of you who come faithfully every Saturday to the live. But also to those of you who haven't yet and are listening on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, or what have you.
Mm-hmm.
The moment we are in a position to do so, and by that means living where we want to be at, trust and believe you're going to want to come to a live stream because it's going to be on the
talk about it.
Listen, I'm trying to
talk about it.
I'm trying to tell you.
I ain't gonna hold you. In the event that I get a decent laptop,
oh shit!
And any of my trips that I go on, we'll do the show from wherever. I just need a decent laptop.
Decent laptop and decent Wi-Fi. Decent laptop, decent Wi-Fi.
Yeah,
no, you good.
That's it.
That's gravy.
Shit. But let's get into this week.
Yeah. Let's get.
All right. So this is also the last episode of the month.
Yes, it is.
Listen. Some of these things I can't say because I don't know the statute of limitations on
oh shit, he done fuck around and hurt somebody and shit.
Listen, no,
okay.
No, nobody's been hurt, at least not intentionally.
Because there ain't no statute of limitation on that.
listen, I can honestly say and I came to this conclusion last week. Well, sometime during the week.
Right.
This month, April, has, without a doubt, hands down, been my best month financially.
Wow.
Ever.
Wow.
I don't know I don't know exactly how this happened, but if you quick rundown for anybody that's new. So I stumbled across the fact that my credit was had experienced like a 50 plus point jump.
Right.
And simultaneously I stumbled across the fact that my car had a certain amount left on it for my payments. So with my credit, I got another credit card. And after I got the credit card, the next day I got a recommendation to take a loan. The loan that they wanted to give me was basically the amount that was left on my car. Wow. So I went ahead and grabbed that loan, paid the car off. So now I don't have a car payment anymore. The loan payment is significantly less than my car payment. What else? Then because I paid my car off, I was going to lower my insurance.
Right.
Then they sent me, because I paid my car off and closed that account with Capital One, they don't like when you close accounts. They was like, hey, come back. Here's a card. Here's another card.
Right.
So they threw a card at me. I'm like, all right.
We need your debt. We need your debt.
I'll take it. I'll take that. Give me this. So that's 2 credit cards and a loan. Then like a week later, I was like, what else can I squeeze out of this good credit before it take a hit? Because it's going to take a hit from new credit card. The 2 new credit cards, new loan, closing a card loan. All of that is going to initially hit your credit. So before it takes this hit, what else can I squeeze out of here? One of the things, like what else looks at your credit? House. No, I'm not doing that right now. Realistically though, if all of this would have happened in January, I may have considered getting a house, but the issue is I don't want to do that again. I don't want to be in this situation. I that's really my thing about being a homeowner. I don't want to be in a position again where you're responsible for everything in the fucking house. And if this goes wrong, you got to pay out of pocket.
You ever think about a management company? Like
somebody said something like that to me. They was like, get the house and just tough it out. And then whenever you end up in a situation like, married or decide you want to get another house or whatever the case, you just rent that first house out. I'm like, yes, cool, slow your roll.
Because that is indeed the plan.
Absolutely.
With the move out of the country, we're gonna get some land and build on that motherfucker and all of that, because literally that's what a lot of these expats are doing,
right?
You know what I'm saying? But a lot of them plan on going back to the States, and then when people come there to vacation or even to live, they rent their shit out.
Right.
Ken says, I have been focusing on reducing my credit. My score is better than ever, and by next May, I should be debt free. That's what's up.
On that shit. I beg all of you. But anyway, so then I'm like, all right, so you get a house with good credit. I'm not doing that. Car, I'm not getting another car right now. There's no need.
No need.
Job, I'm not about to rush to a new job. No, I like my job. I'm good at my job right now. Oh shit. Insurance looks at your credit score.
They do.
So I'm like, let me look at another. So I had my policy. I had 3 cars, and I was paying like close to $600 for that.
Right.
I went to this other insurance company for those same 3 cars. My payment went down to like $350.
Wow.
Nigga.
Wow.
On top of that,
that's a come up right there.
Yo, but it keeps going. It keeps going.
And you don't stop.
Listen, then something else happened where the statute of limitations may or may not be up on, so I can't say exactly what it is, but it was a very pleasant surprise financially.
Nice.
And that was helpful. It wasn't huge. It was just something that doesn't happen, and it happened. So I was like, oh, good shit. But then on top of that, I work for a leasing company, and I live with that company because I get a discount.
Right.
Well, in order to streamline things, I have them take my rent out of my check every week.
Right.
But the way they do it, they only take it out 4 times a month. So when there's a 5th Friday in a month, that's a check that I get without my rent being taken out. That's a check that I get without my insurance being taken out.
Ooh.
And guess what month happens to have 5 Fridays in it?
June?
April.
Oh, shit.
So on top of that, I don't in our office downtown, generally overtime is a no-no. We don't get overtime. Guess who happened to have 5 hours of overtime this week?
This nigga here.
So, so like I said, and then all of that is combined with the raise that I talked about that I got.
Right.
When you add all of that together in April,
it's a come up. This is definitely a come up.
Come on, man. So yeah, this month.
That's what's up.
I thought about it, realized, ladies and gentlemen, some free credit game. If you are in a position where you have a credit card that has space on it, because some people have credit cards and they up to their limit.
Yeah.
Bless y'all. Get that fixed. please. But if you're in a situation where you got a credit card that has space on it, stop using debit cards.
Yeah.
Because that builds your credit. So with this 2 new credit cards that I just got, one of my cards I'm basically only using for gas. When I need gas, use that credit card. And
so you must be using it all the time because you have a lot of gas.
Shut up. I only get gas once a week. But when I get gas, I use the credit card. And then I got the other one, and I was racking my brain, like, what the fuck am I going to use this other one for? Like, it wasn't in the plan. Like I said, Capital One just hit me up like, hey, big head.
Ass.
Capital One hit me up like, hey, big head. We know you closed this account, but how about another one? So I got that. That's funny. That's hilarious, Cyrus.
Cyrus only gets gas once a week. Just happens to be Saturday morning.
So when they hit me with the other card, I was like, what the fuck am I going to do with this card? Like, then I thought about it. Nah. Everything that I would spend money on during the week, I'm just going to use that card. And when I use that card, I swipe it, I get my receipt, immediately pick up my phone.
That's right.
Go to my bank and transfer that amount of money to a different account.
Right.
So when it's time to pay the monthly fee, I'm just going right there. Yeah, here you go. Take that.
Yep.
And then your card is being used, and then eventually they're going to be like, "Oh, all right, let's increase your limit."
Right. This guy pays
all of this. Yeah, all of this builds the credit, and that's some free credit game for anybody out there. That might want some help.
It makes sense. That does make sense. It absolutely does.
And the other thing, Falcon and Winter Soldier.
Look, Nick. Look. Listen, That
so
shit.
many things. Listen, all right, so it might come as a surprise to you guys that are listening, even though the name of the show is Black Culture. And I happen to have the name of the show.
The shirt right now. Yeah.
Sure. Black Culture Geeks. I like comic books.
The hell you say?
Yeah, I like comic books. And see, I was a little different. I don't really like there are like these stereotyped groups of comic fans. There are the ones that are like encyclopedias like you and Cyrus.
Yeah.
There are the ones that don't really know anything about the comics.
Right.
But they purport to.
Right. You mean the guys that get mad about things that happen in the show,
in the comics, like
even though it actually happened
decades ago,
right?
Yeah, those guys. And then I kind of fit into a group of people where it's like I know a lot of this comic shit, even though I haven't really like read like
a ton of volumes and volumes and volumes.
That's never been me. I've read and never. I don't think I've ever read consecutively.
Oh, so you art. Oh, okay, got you.
So I was always getting shit when I could get it.
That's the reason. You do have some encyclopedia knowledge of it, but you don't have, because it's the arcs where you just really absorb. And Cyrus can attest to this. We don't even go into it to learn all of that shit. Right. It's just that once you're in that universe, you can help. The timeline is the timeline. Exactly. So you read the story, so now you're just recounting events.
Exactly.
And then when you talk to people and they mention something, there's always something that applies to that from an arc you've read, and you go, oh, because in this arc, sunset, it's crazy how that shit works.
So like here, when I was growing up, comic book stores weren't really still a thing. Like they had already stopped really being a thing here. Yeah. So I got my hands on comics whenever I could. Like it was a comic here, a comic there, a comic here. Like that's the main reason why I have such a different relationship with the Clone Saga,
right?
Than your average serious comic book fan. It's because I didn't get the whole arc. I got pieces of it, and the pieces of it I got, I loved the game.
Also, I would say too, one of the other reasons is in the same thing you said, because you haven't read the volumic thing of it, it didn't put you off as much.
Yeah.
When they said that all that shit we have read,
all
that time, all that story, that wasn't Pete. That was that's what turned me off. I ain't bullshit. That turned me off. Like, no, that was Pete. Fuck you.
That
was Pete.
That shit, like it did invoke a feeling, but it wasn't like blasphemy. It wasn't that, because
it was more X-Files.
It was shit. That's crazy. But yeah, like my shit in the Clone arc was like Kane. I like the idea of Kane.
I like Kane.
That made so much sense to me. Like
great costume design.
Jackal's out here. Shut up. the Jackal was out here making clones, and this clone went too far.
Right.
His powers are fucking exponential, but fucked.
Right.
And he's disfigured. He can't, like, that shit made so much sense to me. But anyway, so I have a little bit of a sweet spot for Cyrus. That's my point. Kane, Scarlet Spider shit. That was the shit that I got my hands on.
Right.
Those were the things that I got my hands on. Like I didn't. But between that, like I supplemented with the 90s TV shows.
Right.
So
Right.
When you see that, and then when
which were awesome, by the way.
Right. So when the only things I'm getting my hands on are the Kane stuff and the Scarlet Spider stuff, and then I go to Fox Kids and I see Hydro Man and Mary Jane.
Right.
And it's like, all right, the Clone Saga is the shit to me. Like, what do you mean? But anyway, so I have kind of a soft spot for some. I said all that to get to Kane because I have a soft spot for some of the like lesser heralded characters.
Yeah. Like, the street level dudes. The
Black Widow movie has me excited for the idea of Taskmaster, of course, but Omega Red.
Right.
When I heard about Falcon and Winter Soldier, I was excited, of course, to see it, but U.S. agent. Right. So
makes sense.
Get that in this episode where she actually says, "You're U.S. agent, nigga."
I gotta say, man, like, me and Cyrus talked about it on our Metas and Mutant show. You can all find that on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and the like. But we were talking about that exact same thing, and it was like, listen, this show for me. This episode had everything for me. It had everything for me. It gave me the Marvel beat 'em up where they're out there fighting, scrapping, they doing these stunts and all this other shit, saving lives and hunting things. You know, the family, but not supernatural. But still, you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Look, you know what I'm saying? It had everything for me in the epic moments. Comic book, damn near comic book pages that could have, like, screens shots that could have been comic book pages.
Panels put on.
These are like panels put on screen. Dude, just epic stunts. It was everything. And then at the end, where you got to see, like, this is how you end some shit, right? Where you got to see Bucky and Sam on screen. The relationship that I know that they have off screen.
Right.
You finally got rewarded with that.
Yo,
that shit, yo, man.
Yo. But again, another thing about the end, just good writing for a series.
Yes.
When the good guys and the bad guys win.
Right.
Sharon as the power broker wins. Baron Zemo in the raft wins
with using Dark Alfred.
Nigga.
He'll use Dark Alfred.
What? Of course, Captain America. Yeah, I said it.
That's right.
Captain
That's what
America
he is.
And Bucky win.
Yeah.
And
Madam Hydra won. And we won. Because we win.
We really win.
We
the idea to make a season finale so conclusive while at the same time setting so much up.
Right.
What more can you really ask for?
I really don't know how much more you can ask for. And again, like Cyrus said that he went and right after we recorded our show, he went and just binged all of it. That's what this is why I love Disney Plus. That's
yo. Cyrus said, "Give me the details."
No. Listen. They invited him to the cookout. I gave you that. He was at the cookout. He was at the cookout. He was at the cookout. Can't he? But no,
everybody's going to be invited to the cookout. I mean, he was in Wakanda, for God's sake.
Yo, I fucks with Bucky, yo. Thanks. Like. The thing is, I've always been rather ambivalent about the Winter Soldier before the Captain America movie.
Yeah,
like he was a thing that was there, but I wasn't, you know. But after that movie, I started seeing him differently, and then this series once again adds extra layers to him to make me fuck with him more. One of the fears for MCU fans that going forth past the initial phases, they was going to have a hard time being invested emotionally in these characters because the big three weren't as prevalent. Stark is dead. Cap is old and probably dying, if not already dead. You know what I'm saying? So it was like, well,
he kind of talked about him like he was dead.
They kind of did. So who? I don't know if I'm feeling Falcon's cool, but he's cool when Steve is dead. I get it. I get it.
Mm-hmm.
This is why Disney Plus is what it is. And the fact that they decided to do these series is beneficial for the whole MCU longevity and brand. Because now I look at Sam and Bucky the same way I looked at Stark, Steve, and the Odinson. Like they power levels be damned.
Right.
Their personality and me being invested in their story, not to mention Wanda. Like now.
Here's the thing about power levels. You want to talk about power levels, but I obviously I'm partly joking and partly serious. I don't hear what nobody say. Not Scarlet Witch, Black Widow had powers. But the point, the real point that
we've established that she took a very, very weaker strain of the super
soldier. But the real point that I'm making is
your ass.
it took the fucking Soul Stone to kill her.
Yes.
Now,
yes.
New Cap with his drive, the fact that he has Bucky looking out for him, his skill that he has as a pilot, that he's developed
and
being Falcon, and now with the new suit from Wakanda and all the practice that he can get in there, he's good.
Well, I'm gonna tell you the first thing.
That's a
fact, sir. One thing that I noticed about that, because it was a fear. It's a fear of mine in the back of my head. Is he going to be as awesome with that shield as Steve is? And from the moment he threw that motherfucker through that window and then came through that, I was like, I'm sold.
Yo, listen. Like I even said to you, even the wing shield thing that he did,
my God.
Even though we've seen it before, we ain't seen it like that.
No, because mind you,
because they weren't vibranium.
Nigga, look, when he was on that bridge, that to me, that's a feat. I don't give a fuck with nobody. That is a huge feat.
Yeah,
he got on the bridge and protected himself. This is a helicopter. You know how heavy helicopters are, and then it's on fire, and he just what?
Come on now, come
on,
stop it.
There will be no ripping off of those wings. Like that shit. It's not happening again.
Yo, literally, what up, Big Mike?
What's up, Big Mike?
Yo, literally, to have, you gotta think about it. Effectively, this is going to sound weird when I first say it. Effectively, he's not intelligent wise, but as far as his fighting and whatnot, he's kind of on some Doc Ock shit.
Yeah, because
he has extensions of himself.
Exactly.
He has the wings, he has the shield, he has 2 red wings.
Oh, and I would also argue, look at that. Mike said helicopters can weigh as much as 16 tons. Yeah. That is sick. Listen, let me tell you, not only does he have all of those things, one thing that's being overlooked, that jetpack and the power in that jetpack, when that truck went over, and he went over using the power of that, listen, I'm trying to tell you, using that, it boosts his ability to lift shit.
Yes.
So listen, he's technically he's not super powered in the way that you would look at a Spider-Man, but with the combination of his tools and his skill, that's almost superhuman, yo.
Yeah,
like you can't, so dope, yo.
Like the MCU played fast and loose with the whole Captain America superpower thing, because realistically he doesn't have superpowers. He's
peak Olympic. He's peak Olympic level.
In the MCU, that motherfucker.
Listen. You're not gonna sit here and act like that a peak Olympic human is gonna grab a helicopter,
and curl it.
Yo,
curled a helicopter. Not a falling helicopter. A helicopter that was actively trying to get away.
Nigga, you're not gonna tell me that a peak Olympic level motherfucker can take a soup bone from Thanos, yo. Can take a soup bone. No. Cap had powers, bro. Yo, remember in Captain America Winter Soldier when he when he jumped out the helicopter and the guy that was flying the plane was like, did he just jump out without a parachute? Mm-hmm. And what's the name was like, yeah, yes, he did. I'm just saying.
Bro. So yo, I ain't gonna hold you. The ending of WandaVision got me excited because I knew she was going to be in Doctor Strange.
Yes, absolutely. Right? Absolutely.
This ending got me excited because of the ending.
Right.
It didn't matter. I don't care what's next.
Right.
I know that there are so many different things that are coming that they set up with this ending.
Yeah.
That, like, so for instance, the rumor is there's going to be a Dark Avengers, there's going to be a Young Avengers. That's the rumor, right?
Right.
With the ending of WandaVision, it did nothing to push the rumor of Young Avengers forward.
No, except for the fact that they did introduce the character. Yeah, they introduced.
We just know they're alive.
Right, exactly.
But we don't know where they are. We don't know if they would even be able to come back. We don't know none of that. We just know from the ending, we heard them calling for their mother.
Yeah, and she's learning.
Yeah,
she's learning.
That's very bad. That's very bad.
Dangerous,
yes. But that I didn't see Captain America 4 be announced until after I watched the finale.
Right.
So just at the end of me watching the finale, I know that we have a power broker out there that now is a CIA agent again and has all the access to all types of shit.
I got one word for you with that. Abomination.
Nigga.
Abomination.
So we know we have that. We know we have Zemo who is still pulling strings from the fucking raft.
Yes.
We know that. That's
because be afraid. Be very afraid because Dark Alfred is out there.
Facts.
Dark Alfred.
Facts. Like we know that for a fact.
He out there killing super soldiers. So
we know we have U.S. agent. We know that for a fact. That was explicitly stated in the ending of Falcon and the Winter Soldier.
Yeah. Also, let's not forget that scene where Sharon was beefing with the Flag Smasher chick, and she said to her, basically, without you having these super soldiers, it kind of lessens, your thing. So that lets you know, not really, because there are other people out here, and now that they opened her up again to security clearance, to all of that shit.
Oh, she has the nuclear football, basically.
Yeah.
Like, come on, my guy.
Yo, and I kind of think the Dark Avengers and the Thunderbolts are going to be wrapped up into one fucking team.
Yo, but what if they aren't? What if we just get both? Because here's the thing, U.S. agent. I agree. That's what I was about to say, Cyrus. What if we get a U.S. agent led Dark Avengers, but Zemo is still on his own shit?
Right. And mind you, Zemo does not like super soldiers. He doesn't like people with powers in general. He's not jacking that. He's not jacking that.
Bruh.
Yeah.
This is.
Listen, it reminds me of that. When I looked at Sharon when she walked out of that hearing, and on the phone saying what she was saying. It reminded me of that episode of the X-Men animated series where Wolverine had lost his damn mind and crashed through the wall and left out the mansion. And Beast said, "Logan, I fear for what you may do." That's how I looked at Sharon. Like, I fear for what you gonna do some shit. And again, the other fear that people had, I must reiterate, how are we gonna be invested in the? I'm invested. I'm here. We're here now.
Here's the thing. Here's the thing. With these two shows, we got 3 women villains.
Yes.
With these 2 shows.
Yeah.
Listen.
Oh, and also
what you say about like
one woman hero.
Yeah.
Because we got Monica.
Yeah. So actually, we got 4 women villains because Wanda's about to be on some.
Yeah, Wanda's about to be on some shit. Wanda's about to be on some shit in this Doctor Strange movie. I'm telling you now.
Facts.
She's about to be on some shit.
We got 4 women villains and 1 woman hero out of actually 5 women villains because I forgot about Carly.
Oh, yep.
She died. So.
Yeah.
But we got the Power Broker. We got Madame Hydra. We got Agatha Harkness. We got Carly. Yeah.
And I got a feeling that Agatha is going to when Wanda needs her again.
Oh,
it's going to happen. Agatha's going to stray the line. She's going to, the line of anti-hero, villain, anti-villain type thing. She's going to be on that shit. She's basically going to be an opportunist.
Yeah.
She's going to wait until
I don't feel there's any way her desire of what she wanted changes.
Nah, she still wants what she wants. I think she
wants to be the Scarlet Witch.
Yeah, she's going to be she's going to be patient. Right now, she don't know who the fuck she is right now. When Wanda needs her and brings her back, all of those motivations come back.
Yep.
And she's going to look at the opportunities that's afforded her and go, okay, I'll help you. And they're going to get us rooting for her for a second, even though in the back of our minds, we're going to know she on some bullshit, but we waiting for the other shoe to drop. And when the other shoe drops, bam, she's going to be a threat again. A threat.
Thanks. So, Sarah, tell us the rest of your week so we can.
So this week for me has been rather uneventful, except to say that I am really enjoying the fact, more than I thought I would, of having a lens that is compatible without an adapter to that Sony. It has really opened up that camera for me, because previously using the adapter Canon lenses, don't get me wrong, I would get lovely shots and lovely video, but there were certain features on the camera that I did not have access to that would have really came in handy. You know what I'm saying? And now that I have them, this does not change the fact that I probably still won't be vlogging with the Sony, only because it doesn't have outdoor vlogging, unless I have somebody else with me, because I can't see myself, and I really don't want to have to lug around my external monitor and hook all of that shit up. I don't want to have to do that, right?
Yeah.
So, and I don't have to because I have the Canon right there where I don't need to do that. But other than that, I love that motherfucker. I love it. Also, yes, it was cold for a couple of days this week, but it also was warm for a couple of days this week. So my monkey ass was out there enjoying that. Gotta love that. And what it taught me is you need to have an appreciation for all the things that you experience to get you to where you at. As much as I'm just keep it real, much as music is an annoying spot for me right now because I'm not where I once was with it. And sometimes I want to be, but then other times I'm like, if it hadn't been for that, I would not have been put into a position to be able to discard certain things that annoyed me immensely and open up to new opportunities. Shut up, Napalm. I know you just told Napalm something right there. And he understood everything you just said. He's such a bastard. So that was dope.
I got a bone to pick with you, Palm. Don't leave.
Palm his ass. Also, how can I put this? There were certain revelations this week that needed to happen, that we were waiting to happen for a long time. And I can't get into super details about that right now. But these revelations hopefully will change the course, a really bad course that we was on You know what I'm saying? With one of our properties that we are affiliated loosely with. You know what I'm saying? So that's epic news for me, because I have a limited amount of time to get certain things in place so that I can skedaddle. I'm out of here. Shut up, Napalm. I'm out of here. You know what I'm saying? We want to hear from you. We'll rattle your cage.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, that was my week, pretty much in a nutshell. I love the fact that we are entering a time where we actually have a spring again, because last year we had a spring and we couldn't take advantage of it, and we was upset because damn, we finally got a real spring and we can't do all the things we wanted to do. I also watched my fair share of good shit and bad shit this week. Shit that left bad taste in my mouth, shit that I felt like was lost opportunity to do some things that and then it made me realize why I can't have those things. Why certain things I'm not going to be able to have in the way I want to have it, just for the inherent nature of that particular content. I firmly believe we're never going to get that with this. We're not. And we're going to talk about it because I'm pretty sure that's what you're going to.
That's next.
That's next. Yeah, okay. Oh, I'm talking about the Mortal Kombat movie. I watched it, and the first shut up. They pop his ass. He says, "Good to see you recovering from your wounds against Godzilla." Here's the thing, right? The first 25 minutes or so, I was like, what are you talking about? What's going on here? It's not all right. This is a cool setup. And then it went off the rails for me. And there was things in there, and I looked at it, I was like, why? And then I realized by the end of it, oh, I get it now. The reason we will never get that blockbuster Mortal Kombat franchise in cinema is because of the methodology they're using. See, this may sound weird, but Mortal Kombat is not all that dissimilar from the MCU and DC Comics. Correct. Whereas there is a plethora of characters just all over the place. So in order to do that, to do what they're trying to do, because I heard the director say before I even saw the movie that they wanted this to be something so they could have like an extended universe type thing. And then in order for you to do that, you have to stop trying to shove so many characters in the movie.
You can't do that.
You can't do it. You can't do it. It's not going to work for you. And I just want people to take the franchise seriously. So this is what you can start off doing. This is some unsolicited free advice from the dead man, right? Give us a good Liu Kang movie.
Yep.
Give us a good Sub-Zero movie.
Yep.
Give us a good Kano movie.
Yep.
Take the core characters that are iconic and give them individual movies that slowly introduce the wider universe so that we care about these characters. Because when you don't do that, we get what we got in this movie. We get these plastic characters that are literally action figures. They're action figures with a script. You have one way you could do it, which is what I just suggested, and then build up to the big Mortal Kombat tournament event, right? Like to be there in Endgame.
Which technically might be what they're doing.
Right.
Because we did not get a tournament.
Facts. Well, oh no, that's exactly what they're doing. Because like I said, I saw the interview with the director where they were saying they wasn't going to go into the tournament this one. They just want this to be big so that they can eventually slow your roll, Corky. Slow down, right? Just slow down. Or you could do this. And it's been done before, but it wasn't done as well. But we're living in different times now, right? Give us a Mortal Kombat series. Where we have time to really go into that shit.
That's not gonna happen. I think it would be like I would fuck with it.
It would be an improvement on what we got.
It's not gonna happen.
It's not going. Oh, it's definitely not gonna happen now. Because let me tell you something. You can't do after Endgame, after Infinity War, after the whole MCU experience, even after a couple of movies from the DCE, you can no longer just plop a logo
right
on some actors, some costumes, and some backdrops and tell us this is that authentic content. No, we want depth of character now.
Right.
You can stop trying to treat these movies like they're the video games. Because I gotta tell you, the video games have more depth in their story than this did. So much to the point where after I watched that shit, you know what I did? I went and played Mortal Kombat 11 on my PC, the story mode, just to get that taste out of my mouth from what I saw there. You guys got to stop treating, listen, the geek community is strong now. Mm-hmm. This ain't back in 1990 or early 2000. The geek community is strong now. Their tropes that they've always like kind of got entertained from are now pop culture tropes. You can't come at us with some garbage and we say, we're just happy to be here. We're happy to be in the conversation. No, we want good shit. We want good shit. I want good shit. I just watched Winter Soldier, The Falcon and Winter Soldier. I want good shit. I just watched WandaVision. I want good shit. Give me good shit. Stop thinking because what are you doing? You're over there doing.
No,
what's up, Sean?
Keep going.
Oh, like again, don't stop giving me. Peep the game, Sean. I don't want to spoil this for you because we're talking about that right now. So there might be some stuff in there that might spoil it. That we're talking about.
Yeah, so you might not want to.
Yeah, you might want to.
If you have an issue with spoilers,
yeah,
you might want to
come back to this episode after you watching it, right? But and my review, it was god awful because someone didn't care enough to make it not awful. That's how I feel about it. Like they're treating it like, oh, it's just a video game movie. No. Stop looking at it like that. You know why Marvel got successful? Because they stopped looking at their movies like they were just comic book movies. Hey, I'm going to do a spy movie. Winter Soldier. Hey, I'm going to do a heist movie. Ant-Man. They stopped looking at that shit like it's just a comic book movie. And you can't look at Mortal Kombat like it's just a video game movie. Because if you wanted to succeed and actually have some longevity and have pop culture relevancy, other than what you're getting now. What you're getting now is a bunch of people talking shit on your brand and your product and feeling disappointed. You want to take it seriously. And I don't know who has to pick up that IP in order for them to do it, but it ain't Warner Brothers. Don't let Warner Brothers know. Absolutely not. Because Warner Brothers succeeded in taking the most iconic characters in the known universe and making us look at them like they were second string hacks. Yeah, I agree with Napalm. Napalm says the only good parts of the movie involves Scorpion and Sub-Zero. So what? This is up. Glad you brought that up. Remember when I was talking about building up to it? Why not give us that movie? Seriously, give us the conflict between Scorpion and Sub-Zero. Give us that. A whole movie that really makes us committed to the characters and actually, I want to feel bad for Scorpion. I want to feel bad for him. The way you make me feel bad for him, making him a sympathetic a character, is to give us an entire movie where we get to know him, get to know his family. We get to know Sub-Zero, get to know the clan he comes from and what they're about. Get the conflict between the clash of them and see and really feel the horrific nature of what Sub-Zero did to Scorpion and his family. So we can really feel emotionally invested in that shit and say, Sub-Zero, you're an asshole. You have got to die. And then when you swing back around and spin the block on that story again in another movie, and Scorpion gets his revenge eventually, we get this feeling like, I got you, sucker. You got. That's how we felt about Thanos. Even as much as we enjoyed Thanos, when he finally sat down and did this and turned to dust, we was like, finally. I didn't get that sense of finally with that. because y'all don't care enough about the characters and the IP to give us in-depth characters. Instead, you want to chalk us up full of special effects and karate chops. And I'm telling you, it's bigger than that. And to that point, also, to make this slight segue, Marvel about to show you how to do it with Shang-Chi. I'm just saying. Marvel about to show you how to do it with Shang-Chi. We about to see all this character depth. We about to actually care about the villain and the hero, the community and the culture that they come from. We about to get all of that. And we're going to get karate chopping and special effects. We about to get all of that. All of it. Y'all didn't do it right. And yes, there are going to be people that are going to enjoy this movie. I've already seen posts from people that enjoy it. But I would argue that those people aren't as invested maybe in the characters or maybe in the idea of the transferring the original IP into something that would make a great movie as much as they're into, I get to see some of my favorite characters on the screen doing live action thing. And that's cool. If you got enjoyment from that, that's cool. Me, nah, B, I got to see Winter Soldier. I got to see the first Wonder Woman, right? I got to see movies where the directors and the writers took the IP seriously enough to give us some real meat in that dinner, and not that cotton candy shit that they gave us with Mortal Kombat, where it looked like something until you put it in your mouth and try to eat it, and then that shit dissolve because it's not really, it's just sugar. There's nothing else there, right? They got to do better. For me, they got to do better. It's not good enough. We have seen a jump in the quality of comic book geek IP, all that, when it's been transferred over to another platform now. We've seen it, and you can't unring that bell. That horse is out the barn. They just gave us good shit with characters in skin tight suits. You can't turn around now and give us bullshit. You can't turn around now and just give us half-ass shit with these guys simply because they can shoot lightning bolts out their ass. It's not gonna get it. But I will say this: I do appreciate the fact that Raiden was Asian. Thank you for respecting the Shinto god from a culture instead of giving us, some European in that role. No, I appreciate that, but that's pretty much all I give you. Like, you didn't really respect. You didn't even really, to me, you didn't even really respect the culture from where a lot of these ideas are mined from. Like, and I need to see all of that.
They could have touched on some of that. No, go, keep going.
Oh yeah. Cyrus made a point for me. He said Black Panther is a perfect example of meat. They didn't just give us people in African costumes and spears and a guy in a skin tight black cat suit. Mm-hmm. No, they gave us meat, depth, socio-political. They sparked conversations about the history of exploitation of cultures, all in this comic book movie. Right? So you can't just give us, it's about the fight. Like, when am I going to get my powers? Oh shit, a laser out of my eye. Listen, no, absolutely not. I won't allow it. I'm not here for it. I'm not. And no, I'm not angry about it. And the main reason I'm not angry about it is because I am a spoiled, nicely full geek. I got so much of the shit that I wanted,
right?
That this is not like, oh, it was a drought and then you gave us this shit,
right?
No, B. Look, I'm full. This was just supposed to be the cherry on the top. Okay, I went and got some dessert right here, and it was cotton candy. It wasn't a muffin, or it wasn't a cupcake, or some shit like that. It wasn't that. It was cotton candy. Nothing there. And I'm telling you, I'm trying to help you. Those that made, I'm trying to help you. I'm telling you, those of us that are in that lane, that fandom, we're spoiled now. We want good shit along with our characters. We don't want just our characters on the screen so we can say, we did it, y'all. We did it. No. Give us plots. Give us subplots. Give us motivations. Give us emotional context. And then give us lightning bolts from the ass. Like, all right, we want the flashy costumes too. We want the superhero poses and superhero landings. We want all of that, but we also want a good story. I want more than just somebody breaking out in the katas. And I'm gonna tell you, this is another thing I'll bring about. I gotta say this. It has been years since MMA has been a thing. It has been a cultural foundation now at this point in sports. People love MMA. They like it. MMA has shown us.
Huge.
It's huge. MMA has shown us that there are certain forms of martial arts that actually work and certain forms that are more artistic and for exercises and shit.
Well, I mean, Jackie Chan shows that.
Exactly.
For anybody that cared to pay attention.
Right. So now that we've seen that, what you want to do with your choreography is not give us no. I know the audience is listening to this on there. What did he just do? I just did a little YMCA kata karate and shit. No. Mix it. I'm not saying get rid of it. I'm saying mix it with the MMA shit because it's in the forefront of our minds now. We know that this works. That works. We had extreme fighting where guys came in and did all of that flashy shit and got their asses whooped by the Gracies. They got whooped with wrestling holds and takedowns and arm bars and leg locks. They did all them fancy spin kicks and got taken down. We seen it.
I would argue that that's not true.
It is though.
It's not.
Look at MMA and how they fight.
I'm a huge fan of MMA. But if you look at the superstars, if you look at the superstars of MMA, not the Gracie dynasty. No, if you look at the John Joneses, the Lyoto Machidas, if you look at the
they still don't look like
the fuck they do,
yo,
bruh.
That fight,
fuck they do.
They do not
I'm
look
not talking
like
about specifically Mortal Kombat. I'm not talking about specifically Mortal Kombat. The fuck they do. I'm talking about peace out. I'm talking about, like I said, the John Bones Joneses, the Lyoto Machidas, the Anderson Silvas, the George St. Pierre. These motherfuckers were the flashiest motherfuckers that you could possibly have ever seen.
They were
and I'm talking about even in their styles. I'm not talking about extra shit that's just intimidation. I'm talking about even the way they fight. All that shit, that fundamental shit, absolutely is the biggest success. How can I say that? Is the way for the most people to be successful is everything you said. But I would argue that the biggest successes in MMA, nah, B.
I'm sorry. I haven't seen a Jet Li performance from John Bones Jones. I haven't.
Nigga, I literally just watched the fight yesterday, where for the first 45 seconds of the fight,
it was
this nigga was on his feet, right? In a crouch position with one hand on the ground, maneuvering around and shit. Literally for 45 seconds.
So let me say this
of the first round.
I am not saying that they don't have elements of it. What I'm saying is when I watch Ip Man, that's not what I see when I watch MMA.
No, I get that.
That's what I'm talking about.
But what I'm saying is the biggest successes ever in that shit all do the flashy shit. All of them.
I get it.
All of them. Lyoto Machida was in his prime. He was one of the most awkward motherfuckers to watch fight that existed. Fucking Anderson Silva, it ended up being his demise. But his run is undeniable. It's just he got old, so he couldn't really make up.
That shouldn't happen. Because what we learned
happen.
Listen what I'm
get old.
No. Listen what I'm about to tell you.
I'm about to say.
Hold on. Listen what I'm about to tell you. What we learned from Saturday morning kung fu action theater is that the old guys will whip your ass worse than anybody. But we know that's not a reality.
Nigga,
it's not a reality.
That is a loose correlation, not causation.
No, listen. You can go, even if you look at some of the more modern kung fu stuff that's done by outside of China or whatever.
Right.
Take Quentin Tarantino's Kill Bill shit.
Kill Bill, yeah.
Look at the guy that trained old guy with the. We know in reality,
right,
that when you get older,
yeah,
you know what I'm saying, shit slows down. What I'm saying is a lot of the shit that I see in kung fu movies. I saw motherfuckers try that early on in extreme fighting. I literally saw niggas come out there in gis and all that other shit and do that.
That shit was funny.
Boop, 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 wrestled, slammed, locked.
But my argument is that maybe they just weren't as skilled as they thought they were.
That could be true.
That's my argument, because like I said, I was with you until I thought about it. I was with you 100%. Let me change that. I was with you 100% until I thought about it.
Right.
And there was a period of time where I was a huge MMA fan. Right. And these people that are the superstars that had that shined the brightest, these motherfuckers was all flashy. All super flashy.
You give me them, I'll give you Brock Lesnar came in there.
Yes, and his star shone for 1 year. What I'm saying is these motherfuckers, they got longevity. The people I'm talking about, they got longevity. Right. His star shone for 1 year. He was a one-trick pony. He had lucky shots, and he was great at wrestling.
And he could actually fight. Yeah, he could actually fight.
But his boxing was trash.
Yes.
When he started fighting people that could box with him, it was fucking over.
Right.
This last fight, he battled, I think, Mark Hunt. He beat him. But the only reason he beat him is because he was on dope.
Right.
He got suspended and shit.
Right.
I'm telling you, these motherfuckers that are the white hot careers, they all do that super flashy shit.
My argument still says that none of the stuff that I've seen them do looks like the shit I saw in Ip Man. That constant, it's so fantastic.
Anderson Silva literally would walk around with one arm behind his back and his other arm like this. He will literally do that throughout fights and still win.
I understand that.
That is straight out of the movies. Nigga.
I think it's an element, but I don't. Over the top.
I'm not saying over the top. I'm absolutely agreeing with the theatrical part of the movie.
Yeah.
But what I'm saying is that Hoist Gracie shit, I can think of maybe 3 superstars that like excel that was on that shit.
Right.
Everybody else, they took elements from that, but their shit was flashy because it was on some like Art of War shit, like it's a part of the distraction and shit.
This is why I say they should not get rid of it. But
Absolutely.
we need elements of what we know. This is what we usually see. When I see them motherfuckers take somebody to the mat, I don't see what I see.
So I ask you this.
Motherfucking karate.
I ask you this. Is that because of the style, or is that because of the level of difficulty to be proficient in the style?
That could be it, but
no, I don't know. I'm legitimately asking.
I don't know either. That could be it, but my take on it is about what the people's perception is of it now.
Absolutely, yeah.
Because people's perception can be completely false.
Yeah,
the perception can be false. But I
would argue that if you're talking about perception and comparing it to a movie, people are far more often going to think of the superstars in MMA versus the everyday people that just have long careers. And what I'm saying is those superstars in MMA are flashy. That is not
Kimbo Slice.
But real shit though. Kimbo flashed. Now he wasn't flashy. No. Listen. He wasn't flashy, but he flashed. What I mean when I say flash is he had a quick bright spot in that shit. He was a fucking street fighter.
Yeah.
And eventually he made it to UFC and he had some good fights, but he wasn't never like that nigga. No, I'm talking about the line of people that have been that nigga, flashy, super mega flashy shit.
I feel you. I feel what you're saying, but they still don't look to me the way that fantastic shit be looking.
I agree with that. I agree with that. Like, but what I'm saying is, if I'm not talking about like a MMA purist. An MMA purist will agree with you 1,000% because the argument would be, I'm assuming on this part, the argument would be this person is one of a kind. Because that matters when you're talking about the sport. When you're talking about the art of the sport, that shit matters. Yeah. You happen to be more talented than every fucking body else. Right. Yes, you can get away with some shit that other people can't get away with. Sure. But again, I really think that the average person that is going to relate any of this fighting shit that they see on screen to an MMA fight are going to use the reference of the most popular, flashiest people. Versus
that's true.
Yeah,
that's true. But I would also argue that when I was in the Marine Corps, when they taught us to defend ourselves,
see, that's different.
That's not
that. You ain't gonna see that shit.
That's not that.
You might see some Krav Maga.
Yeah, you might see. You might even see. You'll see elements of kung fu. You will see elements of kung fu in there. But like the way they train
you ain't going intentionally start doing flips.
No, nigga, no, you're not. Your drill instructor will. I dare you.
Right.
I dare you do backflips, try to jump off a wall and do the shit you saw.
That's what I'm saying. But that's what I'm saying. This list that I rang off to you, they do that shit in fights.
So they jump
flip. So they jump off walls.
And stay there for a couple of seconds.
No, not like that. But they will jump off the fucking wall. They do that shit.
Yo, I've seen that. I've seen that. I've seen them jump off. I'm
talking about knowing that we exist in real life and physics apply.
Right.
Obviously. Right. But I'm saying that at the end, at where that line stops of knowing that physics apply, they do all that flashy shit.
Yo, the only person that I saw in that movie that did some stuff that we were taught. Sonya. I saw Sonya do some shit.
I think that tracks.
Yeah, of course. She was military. She's military, right? And I did see Cole in the beginning and when he had that fight.
Well, because he was an MMA fighter.
Right. You know what I'm saying? I saw that. But a lot of the other stuff.
You know what? That makes sense. I would say that the only person in that movie that should have been bound to what you just said is Cole.
Yeah, the magic motherfuckers that need to be bound by that shit. The motherfuckers that are what's the word I'm looking for? The motherfuckers that come from legend, lore.
Yeah.
Nah, that's different. That's different. Yeah,
clearly you're mystical and
we're there for that.
And all that other shit.
All I'm really calling for is an evolution in the choreography.
Yeah.
Don't evolve it.
Well, all right. So any other thoughts on the movie?
Yes.
Not overall, but like
specifically, it was trash. it was trash. The first act, the build up, I was like, okay, I'm not divested from it so far, and then it just there was continuity issues. There was things that Raiden can make a shield, an electric shield. They keep them away, and then Kano can use his I-beam, and I mean, like, really, like, there was things that should not have taken place in that movie from a movie making standpoint. I ain't even talking about from the actual lore itself. I'm talking about from a movie making standpoint. Nah. Oh, and casting. I did not like the guy they had to play Liu Kang. He just didn't feel like Liu Kang to me. they went with the costumes. Right. Yes, but it's more than just the costumes with Liu Kang and the Kung Lao for me. Like, it's more than just, oh, he has the hat, so that's Kung Lao. No, because I could have the hat, and I'm not Kung Lao, right? Like, just because he has the costume on he didn't feel like the personality that I've come to associate with Kung Lao through the games and the comic books. Right. He didn't feel like that for me. Raiden felt like Raiden, though. He did. Okay. A little shorter, but he kind of felt like Raiden, you know, the whole I am the mystical god and this, and he felt like that to me, but them other guys, I didn't feel Liu Kang's passion for real. I didn't. But that's about it for me. I think, yeah. What was your take on the greatest Mortal Kombat movie?
Let me read my notes first.
Okay.
I'm gonna do it a little backwards. So I got a question. Just quick question. You know, I know things change and the world changes and all that other good shit, right?
Right.
There was a portion of my life where I was led to believe a certain thing. And I don't know if it was true then or not, but general consensus was it was true. And I want to know if that's changed.
Okay.
Is there a language called Chinese?
Okay, so
because I know there's a language called Mandarin.
Yeah.
I know there's a language called Cantonese.
Yeah.
But I don't think. I know people will say Mandarin Chinese.
Yeah, I've heard that. Yes,
I've heard.
I know. But I have a friend that speaks that fluently.
Yeah, but I don't think I've ever heard or seen a language called Chinese, except from the xenophobes that exist here.
Ooh,
I don't think
you talk heavy.
No, I'm just saying. I don't recall. I could be wrong. I don't recall ever established it being.
That's the name of a language.
I don't.
This is what I'm about to do for you.
Has it changed? Has
I don't know. I don't know. But I'm gonna go to Google Translate.
Okay.
And I'm gonna go through the list of their languages.
Okay.
That they have there and see if we find Chinese. Yeah, actually we do. And two different versions.
Okay.
We have Chinese simplified and Chinese traditional. They have that in Google.
So my question would be, is that legitimate, or are those Mandarin and Cantonese?
To your point, isn't Google like located down there, either San Francisco or Seattle?
Yeah, San Fernando Valley.
San Fernando Valley over there.
And Cyrus makes a point. Chinese is the written form, the spoken form is not Chinese.
Right. When I look through that list, you know what I don't see? Cantonese. I don't see Mandarin.
All right, so we're gonna move on. Like I said, these are just notes.
Observations, yeah.
Observations. The Ed Tobias reference. Listen to me clearly. Listen to me clearly. Matter of fact, I'm gonna explain that later. I'm gonna just keep going. I'm gonna keep going. All right. Hold up.
Hello.
Did Jax ever introduce himself to Cole? Did he ever say my name is Jax, or even Jackson Briggs? Like, did he ever?
I don't recall him doing.
I don't recall. Okay,
but,
all right.
But to that, now that you brought that up, allow me to say that the guy that they had playing Jax, what I appreciate about him is that I've seen him in other things. I saw him. He was in the Supergirl series. He's always been a big dude, but he actually bulked up even more to be Jax. So I appreciate his commitment.
Absolutely.
That, he could have
hold up. No, listen. Damn it. I gotta wait till I finish getting these points out. I ain't gonna hold you. Kung Lao's entrance?
Yeah.
Listen.
Tough. It's tough.
Listen.
It's tough.
To come up out of the floor with the.
It was tough.
Ah. All right. They included, and unless you play the actual video, not even just Mortal Kombat, but fighting games in general. This might have went over your head. Mm-hmm. They included the whole spamming the same move trope.
Yes, they did.
Where he leg sweeped them. He's like, "Oh, you're just gonna do that again?"
Yeah.
He did it again. Okay, all right. Yo, listen. They roasted the fuck out of Kano.
Yeah.
Okay, hold on.
I take issue with that. I take issue with the fact that Kano can't fight. I've played the game. Kano was my guy. Like,
hey, listen, we going.
They should have on Kano. They should. We
gonna go back. We gonna go back to that. We gonna go back to that. I'm sad.
You're sad. You're sad.
I'm sad that that Sonya didn't break Kano's neck to kill him. That saddened me. That saddened. Okay, all right. Not to say that I wanted him to die, but if he was going to die,
you feel like it should
at the hands of Sonya.
The legs of Sonya.
Yeah, like that's yes. That's what I would have. Okay, all right. The marking. Hang through bloodline.
That's what they say.
Doesn't make sense as Cole had a child.
Yeah.
Okay. Did we get an explanation on how Cole understood Japanese?
No.
Because obviously we get that he's a descendant of Japanese.
We got that he didn't understand Sub-Zero's language.
Right, which Chinese.
Right.
We got that he didn't understand Chinese. Right. Well, I would argue that no living person understands someone speaking Chinese. But anyway, we got that.
Hold on. Can you speak black, nigga?
No. No, I don't. I'm not.
Okay. Just checking.
Just
checking.
But do like there's so
Addie's here.
He's
late, but he's here.
There's you know what's, it's very appropriate that Eddie came right now, and I'll explain why.
I know exactly where you're going with that.
I in my last note that I wrote down, I got a couple things in my head, but the last thing I wrote down is the Johnny Cage tease. I appreciated the Johnny Cage tease. So now let me after saying all that, and I wanted to get those out first so you guys understand that I'm being
Cyrus said Eddie's late, which is on time for him.
I mean, it is what it is. That I wanted to get my notes out first so you guys understand that I'm being as objective as I can before I give you how I feel.
Right.
I strongly disagree with you guys. Here's the thing.
You thought that movie was great?
No.
I know exactly where you're going.
I do not think this movie was great.
I know where you're going. I
do not think this movie was great. I do not. However, I hear your cry and your plea, good sir. And in general, I agree with every single point you made. However, I'm on my Addy shit on this. I really feel like, all right, remember a couple weeks back when we were talking about, I can't remember what movie it was, maybe Love and Basketball or something like that. And I made the point that you liking a movie has no bearing on whether it was a good movie or not.
You know what's funny about you bringing that up? Yesterday when I watched it, this was the point when I was formulating my review of this. I was like, there will be people who know it's bad and still like it for other reasons other than it being not a quality movie. Those aren't the people that I don't trust with reviews. The people I don't trust with reviews are the people that actually think that was well done and say they liked it because it was well done.
Listen. I empathize with every point that you made. I don't agree with the principle of a lot of it because you had an expectation.
Yeah.
Now, whose fault that is not important.
Yeah.
Right? I did not have
you came
the expectation that most of you seem to have had. And when I say most of you, let's look at the numbers. Because I hear what you guys are saying.
But before you go into the numbers thing, be very careful with that because there was a numbers talk about the Snyder Cut.
Yeah, hold on. Wait. We're gonna have that conversation. Listen, we're gonna have that conversation after I watch it because I told y'all I was waiting for Mortal Kombat to come out to do my 1 month.
Did you read Cyrus's blog?
No. About Snyder Cut?
About Snyder Cut. No,
I want to watch it. I specifically blocked out everything. No, Cyrus, hold on. That is, first of all, that is literally impossible. You cannot be disappointed in something you have no expectations in. That's not how that works.
Whoa. There is an exception to that rule. Please
enlighten me, sir.
I wasn't entertained. I didn't know what to expect. But I went in not knowing what to expect. And then when I went in there, what was there wasn't entertaining. Damn, I ain't even get entertained.
But I wouldn't call that disappointed.
I mean, if you wanted to get entertained, yeah. I mean, if you wanted to get entertained and you didn't.
I think disappointment is much more closely tied to expectation than
I wouldn't disagree with that. What I'm saying
is wanting to be entertained and not being entertained, I don't think that's disappointing. Like, I think overall it might be
how you felt after spending 2 hours at something where you didn't really know what the movie was about. But then you come out and you might be a little disappointed. Damn, I spent 2 hours in that motherfucker.
I it's hard to explain what I'm trying to say. I think I got it. That is disappointment after the fact. It is based on something that you evolved throughout the experience. That type of disappointment is a separate type of disappointment.
I don't think you needed to go all the way there to still find a way to combat what I was saying. You could literally say, well, you had an expectation of being entertained.
No, I said that already.
Oh, okay. I didn't.
Yeah, I said that already. Yeah. If you haven't, and I get that in general, most people would when they're going into these type of scenarios. Absolutely. Well, unless you already know. There are certain scenarios where I choose to watch something even though I have a strong feeling that this is not going to be. But
Cyrus he says, if I go watch a movie, even with no standards, and felt like I wasted my time, it's disappointing. Another example is this movie, Let's Be Evil.
Yeah, I don't know what that. I have no idea what that is.
I've never seen that.
But yes, Cyrus. But that's my point. That's pro facto disappointment. I mean, post facto disappointment is not what I'm talking about.
Okay,
because the event has happened already. Once you watch the movie, right?
Right. He says it's a terrible movie. Never see it.
But that's simply not true. And here's the thing. So everything you said, maybe not for you, but for people that share those expectations, these are expectations given to you by something that is not what this is.
It's true, but read the room.
No.
It's a creator read the room.
I disagree.
Yes, I do.
I disagree.
Listen,
because I don't feel like. So if I say to you that, all right, prime example, this other property that you alluded to earlier that we have something to do with,
right?
If someone watched this show, right, and didn't know that we were involved with that property, but they're like, all right, this is what podcasts have come to be. This is what podcasts are in this time period.
We've seen it already.
Right.
We've literally seen it with that show.
And then they go to watch this show, this other show, and they're like, nah, but this other podcast does this and this and this and this. I'm not saying you're wrong for doing that, but I'm saying nah. Like,
listen, I hear you, but I don't think that's even true for you in every case.
I
believe that you
give
like
me an
a lot
example.
of people.
Because you gotta remind me of something.
I'm gonna use this as a classic example.
I got bad memory.
There's a certain level of quality you expect from MCU movies.
Absolutely.
And if they gave you some DC what was bullshit one day.
Wait, that's my point.
Like
that's the point I'm making. You're expecting certain things, not necessarily. When I say expecting in this sense, I don't mean necessarily you think it's going to be a 1-to-1, but like you have, like you said, been spoiled by the MCU, right?
Yes.
So for you to go when Man of Steel.
I thought Man of Steel was okay though.
I know that helps my point actually,
right?
Because I know you like it more than most people.
Yeah. I do.
So you were able to actually that really helps my point. You looked at Man of Steel as its own thing, not based on the MCU.
That's not what happened. The things I liked about Man of Steel, which made me like Man of Steel, were things that I had been arguing the character needed for years. So I went in there already having that here.
You had the expectation based on that.
No, property. I didn't think they were going to do it.
No. That's why I said when I say expectation, I don't mean you think it's going to be a 1-to-1. I mean that you have a history with this property. Yeah. And because of that history, you had certain things in your mind that you either felt you needed for it to be considered good. That's what I mean by expectation in this sense.
Right.
That didn't come from the MCU. That came from Superman and the Superman movies that you've seen before and what you may or may not have liked.
Right. And action fantasy movies in general.
Right.
Yeah,
and all of that may or may not have liked from those other Superman movies.
Right.
Like, why they always do this? Why they always do this? I would like it if they took this route. Why they got to do the farm boy shit? Why can't he be more like an alien?
I am not the typical movie viewer in the sense that I read tropes.
Thanks.
I pay very much attention to the Joseph Campbell Journey of a Hero format. So I go in there with a bunch of things that maybe the average person doesn't go in there with.
I'm glad you said that because that is exactly what I believe happened here. I
believe it's bad.
Again, I'm not.
I believe the movie's bad. It's not bad in a way that I like. Like for instance, Big Trouble in Little China is bad in a way that I like.
Right.
I enjoyed that movie, but it is a badly shot movie. It's a badly shot movie.
My argument isn't that it's a good movie.
I know.
My argument is
you like
I honestly think that you guys are the vocal minority.
We'll see.
So far you are.
No,
it's not a question right now. But it hasn't had time. Yeah, it hasn't had time to really.
And we do know there's such a thing as a bounce rate, right?
Absolutely.
So once
I'm not talking about people that paid to watch the movie. That's not what I'm talking about.
I'm not either because I didn't pay to watch.
No. When you say bounce, I'm talking about when you say bounce rate, that's usually referring to the box office. Yeah, I'm not saying, I'm not talking about people that paid to watch the movie. I'm talking about reviews. I'm talking about user reviews. I mean,
so
I say user. I'm stupid. I say user. I'm talking about consumer reviews and critic reviews.
Right.
Again, I saw a review, a rating that I was like, you are fucking bugging. It is not that good of a movie.
Cyrus said, I don't even like the use of the term that. Cyrus said you can make the argument that expecting to be entertained is going in with an expectation. But if the purpose of the movie itself is entertainment and you aren't entertained, it is disappointing. I would say too, even on behalf of SBJ's argument, that you could use that exact same thing for someone that went in there and was entertained.
Right. That's what I was about to say. Being entertained. When I'm talking about this, thank you. When I'm talking about these expectations, I'm talking about objective expectations. I'm talking about the breakdown that Tim gave. Those aren't really subjective things. Well, some of them were, but most of them were not subjective things. No. They were objective things. You need to put more into the plot. You need to put more into character development. Those are not subjective. Those are things that are there or they're not there.
They're either there or they're not.
Whether you're entertained, that's separated subjective from it because you can like a bad movie.
Yes,
you can absolutely love a bad movie.
There are bad movies.
There are several bad movies.
But I know they're shot bad.
I know that
there's no plot development. There's no character development.
I know that they're bad movies. Yeah. So that's not. I think we got a little hung up on semantic side.
That's what it was.
What I'm talking about is the objective things about a movie. If you think that this needs to, if you think a movie and any movie in particular has to have some objective things or you won't enjoy it, that may have been because of an expectation that you had.
Yes.
That's what I'm saying. So
and I would also argue that my expectation is not invalidated. In other words,
absolutely not.
Everyone has a list of reasons why they like or not like something.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying?
Knowing you, it makes sense. I knew before you opened your mouth that some of those things would be what you said, because it tracks for you to have those specific expectations.
My expectation, using my expectation for a lot of these movies now is that we're going to get a higher standard or quality people where it seems like they care and take this IP seriously. That's my expectation going in now, because that's what I've been getting. And I remember back in the day, what I allowed.
Yeah.
I allowed Spawn. We ain't have much. We ain't have much.
Right.
I allowed the first X-Men movie. We ain't have much. But then after getting so the lie that establishment Hollywood has said is that you just can't make a great movie with this type of stuff is just that, a lie. They've been proven wrong.
Here's the thing.
So now I want that.
The catch-22 about that is that it's simultaneously a valid expectation and an unfair one.
Maybe.
It is. But that doesn't change the validity of it.
Yeah. It might be unfair. It should dump them poor directors and writers.
Especially when you're talking about
maybe they don't have it in them.
Companies.
Yeah.
Even if they do, you're talking about these big companies, you don't know. Like,
I don't know what they had to go through.
Regardless of how anybody feels about the Snyder's Cut and the Ultimate Edition, right? Regardless of how you feel about it in a vacuum, there is no denying that they are better than what was released theatrically.
I believe so.
And that accidentally, I made a great point because that's the same fucking studio.
Yeah, crazy. But what also hurts them? It should not have took you through. Listen, it should not have took you 3 movies.
I agree.
You get to like that's.
I agree.
Crazy.
Like I said, if anybody, I still don't like BVS. The Ultimate Edition.
I don't either.
Still a bad movie.
I don't like
again. Sometime within the next couple of weeks, ladies and gentlemen, y'all can look forward to hearing how I feel about the Snyder Cut, because I only got 3.5 weeks left.
Right. Yeah, what's crazy about that is, so you got the trial thing.
No. That trial, they don't do that no more.
Oh shit! So you just pay for 1 month and then you're gonna cancel it after you get all of that shit in. Okay.
Yeah, after I watch the things that I want to watch. Cancel. Because I don't. The only thing that might keep me on there, and I don't see this happening simply because I haven't seen an announcement yet, is if something else big that I want to see.
Right. Within that time, right.
That's the only thing I see to keep me on there.
Right.
Now, when something else big comes out, I'm going to wait for 1 or 2 more things, and then I'm going to go ahead and buy it again,
and then knock it down, and then
get out of here.
Right.
I don't need you to be a monthly expense of mine. You have a track record, and that track record, regardless.
Right.
The point that I'm making is, I kind of liked it. Because here's the thing. I'm not looking at a Mortal Kombat movie, any video game. Matter of fact, you still haven't watched Sonic.
No, I haven't.
You have to watch Sonic, but
I probably won't go into Sonic with the same. I believe that because I wasn't that big of a. I played the game, but I was, So it's different. So I might actually go in and like it a lot because I don't have.
You might actually end up liking it more than me because of. But anyway,
right.
Here's the thing. There was zero about anything that happened that, and I'm talking about leading up to the movie. There was zero in me that felt this is going to be on the level of an MCU project. There is zero in me that felt.
Did you have? Okay, so you didn't have that. You didn't have that expectation,
right?
But would you have thought it was cool if it was? If we had another, that's how I'm looking at it.
To quote Matthew McConaughey, it'd be a lot cooler if you did. but there's room for me to like it more. Absolutely. Like I said, I don't love it.
Right.
I don't love it, but I kind of like it.
But by the time the credits rolled up, you did not feel that you had wasted. That they had wasted. This was a wasted effort. In other words,
that is a loaded and tainted question. I was already going to watch the movie regardless.
Me too.
But my purpose for watching the movie was the negative response that I've seen. So no matter how I liked it, it wouldn't have been a waste of time for me because it was for research.
Do you think that your contrary nature also contributed to you liking it? Because I came in when Napalm told me it was garbage.
Yeah.
I said, let me see. That's part of me. Like,
no,
I do have ain't gonna see what I'm going to see in it. And then I saw what he saw.
No. It was my curiosity. That didn't happen.
Okay.
That didn't happen with me. It was my curiosity. It was these people that I'm seeing say that this is trash. I generally agree with their takes on movies.
Right. So
I wonder what the fuck could have happened. That's where I was.
What could have happened in a movie that made them have that visceral response to it? Right.
I'm like, all right. After watching it, I see exactly what could have happened to lead to that, but I still don't agree because like I say, I didn't go into this expecting an MCU level storytelling.
You know why I did
not go into this expecting MCU level character development. I didn't go into this expecting any, like, I went into this.
I blame the directors for my expectation because I saw the interview with them beforehand and I saw what they said.
Again, I ain't watching. I ain't watching none of that.
Yeah,
I ain't watching. I don't know you.
Right.
No shit. If it was a director that I knew, I might have, went into all that. Like, what you got to say? Why did you do this? But I don't fucking know you. I don't know you. I don't trust Warner. Right. I have no reason to engage with any of your shit outside of strictly the trailers. Actually, that's it. I have no reason to engage with any of your shit except for the trailers.
Right.
So from the trailers, nothing told me. And again, trailers are but a snippet.
And I wasn't really. You know how I felt about the trailer. I like the trailer.
Yeah. There's no way for you to I would like to do this, but it would take way too much time, and I probably would never end up finishing. But I would like to find the trailers that most accurately depict the movie of movies and
movies in general. Yeah,
but it's marketing. It's supposed to show you the things. It's supposed to show you things that's going to make you right. And like I say, I don't care. Listen, what I care about, right, is Kano wins. I care about that. I care about flawless victory. I care about Kung Lao coming out of the floor because that's something that
you saw in the video game.
I care about seeing the dragon form from fire. I care about get over here. I care about Shirai Yu versus Lin Kuei. I care about these things. So it gave me enough of what I cared about for me to be like, okay.
So basically, it gave you an Easter egg movie that had all the Easter eggs that you wanted. Oh, as long as it gives me that.
Yeah,
I'm good with everything else.
Yeah, like listen, if there are certain things that it could have changed that would have made me have that same reaction.
Right.
There are certain funny enough, we in this situation are kind of like you want to say Fury and Carter, or you want to say Fury and Madam Hydra, whatever. We, from similar circumstances and similar impetus, have arrived at two different places. Because of the MCU and how well they do this particular thing, deep cuts give me that feeling.
Right.
Deep cuts give me when you hear Liu Kang explaining how he achieved his powers and mentioning Boracho, when you give me these things, when you go back to Outworld and Shang Tsung is talking and you see Cabal for the first time explaining how fucking much he hates Kano, like these things give me that feeling, because at the end of the day, this is a nostalgia grab. At the end of the day, above anything else, I don't give a fuck what the director said. I understand the idea and the decision to build it out and make it blah, 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 blah. I hear you. I got you. Whatever. At the end of the day, I don't give a fuck what you think as the director. I know you're making the movie. I don't give a fuck what you think. This is a nostalgia grab. That's what the fuck it is.
Can't we say that about comic books too? That's nostalgia.
No. The reason I say no is because comic books have never been as popular as video games until recent.
That's true. But for the people that were reading and investing,
absolutely. But that wouldn't have. But the comic book industry is trash. So yes, for us, it's nostalgia. Yes, absolutely.
But it's not just nostalgia for us,
and that is why they are so successful.
Right.
I'm not arguing that the Mortal Kombat franchise is going to be successful. that's a different thing.
Completely. And what I wouldn't do is hang too many, is do an Ace and hang too many hats on that. You know what I'm saying? Because shit gonna look different at the end of the week.
I have no watching that, right? Mm-hmm. I saw my Easter eggs because it's like I mentioned the whole Jackson introducing himself, but also I don't remember everybody being introduced to each other either. In that leading up to that last battle, when they're making their plan, they're saying names of when did this happen? When were you introduced? There are several plot holes. That's not again. You can like.
I don't remember that either.
Yeah, I don't remember that happening. So like, I want it to be. I want several things to be clear from my take on this movie. Mm-hmm. One, do not take my opinion so not you.
Right,
I'm just listening. Right. Do not take my opinion so seriously that you feel like it invalidates yours.
No,
because it doesn't. I have an opinion just like you have an opinion.
When we talk about liked the movie, it doesn't really matter.
Good movie,
right? It doesn't matter what the necessarily. I mean, for the sake of the show and explaining it, that's different. But it doesn't matter what the reasons why those beats, the pacing. Mm-hmm. The things you saw in there made you feel the way it made you feel. It just matters that it does.
Yep. Facts.
At the end of the day, that's all that really matters.
I want that to be known. And I also want it to be known that, again, I have to reiterate, you're allowed to like
stuff that's badly produced.
Stuff that's technically bad.
I'm going to give you a classic example. I live and eat within that realm because my first wide-scale release album was poorly mixed. And motherfuckers still are buying it now. So I am sympathetic. They are still buying it. So I am sympathetic to I love Big Trouble in Little China is one of my favorite movies of all times, even knowing it is a bad movie. Mm-hmm. I own that movie now in various formats. Right. In various formats. Look, Cyrus enjoyed the Ghost Rider movies.
I enjoyed the first one. I didn't enjoy the second one.
I didn't like any of them. But I liked things about it.
Yeah.
Some things was true to the characters. Like, I gotta appreciate that.
Right.
But I didn't like as a movie, a crew, whatever, I didn't like.
Yeah.
But that is because my expectations come from a desire to see as many legitimately good things overall as far as in geek culture. I grew up with Mortal Kombat. I was there the first time I heard, "Get over here," when it was in the arcades.
Let me posit this. Mm-hmm. You've said this before. Let me see if this stands for this franchise.
Right.
Your argument is that you want the things to be good.
I'm greedy.
So that more people will like them so that we can get more of them.
Yeah.
That
also applies. But I gotta to this. But I also have to add the extra element to just facts. I'm greedy.
Right. My argument is, now I'll go to the numbers. My argument is, and again, drop-offs happen, but as of right now, currently, this did better than anything last week. I just it stands to reason. When you add together the fact that this so far, again, first weekend, and weekend's not even over. That's the other thing. The weekend's not over yet, but this did anything better than anything last week. And
the stuff last week could have underperformed though. So there's also that element.
No. I think everything is underperforming right now because we still exist in a global pandemic.
Yeah, but the difference is things will underperform in the theaters. But
that's what I mean.
But when it comes to streaming shit,
my second part of this is I'm fairly certain. I don't have the numbers on this. This is just my opinion. I'm fairly certain that a bunch of people signed up this month for either Mortal Kombat or Godzilla versus Kong.
All I can tell you is, like I said, the article Cyrus sent me, I see a similar pattern with this as with the Snyder Cut. I see a similar pattern, and I'm going to withhold any proclamations of successful whatever until the numbers really come in and show the I can't even say long term, because long term would include years, but I need a longer stretch of data collection, because I do know about the factors that go into.
Hold on. Mike is so fucking funny.
Yo, Mike, I saw that shit. Mike is ass. Mike is ass. He's like, arcades. Whoa, hold up. Let me ask my son if he knows what those are. So we're not that old. My son knows what an arcade is. Listen, he may know what it is the same way I know what a dinosaur is.
That's the fact.
I know what it is, but I've never seen one. Like, I never experienced it.
You did, but anyway.
But yeah, I think I need just a more stretch of data, because I know there are factors that go into that first weekend. There are a bunch of factors that are not going to necessarily determine whether or not this is good simply off of the numbers, or a lot of people like it simply because of the numbers. Mortal Kombat is a popular franchise.
Wait. Question. Do you think that you two are being over analytical on this particular, not Mortal Kombat itself, not Mortal Kombat itself, on this first weekend thing? Because
I am
first weekend things absolutely matter. Like, there are absolutely drop-offs, but if you can knock the first weekend out the park, the drop-off tends to not matter as much to the studio.
So here's the thing about that. This is what I know about that. There have been several movies that had great opening weekends. How it eventually gets judged, though, is what it tops out at.
Yeah.
That's what they eventually judge it at. Yeah. So years now down the line, would take Star Wars. Great opening weekend. Comparatively for the time. The first one. The very first. Yeah, shut up. I should have known you was going to do that. I should have known you was going to do that. Like that first weekend did amazing. The reason it's still in pop culture rotation is because it continued.
Absolutely.
It continued. So for me, it's like,
but my question is,
it's like me making a book report without reading the entire book.
Yeah, but my question isn't
how I feel about that.
My question isn't that. My question isn't, will it be in the hearts of minds of the masses? My question is, it doesn't need to do that. It just needs to get another movie.
Yeah, I hear you. I'm just saying, I don't know that it'll get another movie, is what I'm saying to you. And I don't think that the first weekend determines if it does get another movie or not. I don't think the first weekend determines. I don't think that's the end of that. I know that these movie companies, they have access to analytics that we don't.
Absolutely.
As well as the ones that we have. Right. And I'm telling you, they don't stop at the first weekend numbers. They don't stop there. Like, okay, we definitely going to get, unless that first weekend was so big. They made so much money on that first weekend that there are other movies that are considered to be juggernauts, right? That topped out at the amount of money that one weekend made. If that happens, then yeah, listen, we are getting another one. Like, it's all about money.
Let me look at this list. Damn, you only got worldwide? I want domestic. Right. God damn it. Single territory works, but wait, does Canada count as domestic?
Say it again.
Does Canada count as domestic?
Mike Gleason, The Matrix, perfect example. That weekend came out.
Oh no, I have a list. I have a list. Oh, so Canada counts as domestic.
Yes,
all right,
yes,
cool.
yes.
So I have the list that I want. Okay, so the biggest opening weekends in history domestically. Avengers Endgame.
Of course.
I know, right? Avengers Infinity War. Star Wars The Force Awakens. Star Wars The Last Jedi. Jurassic World. The Avengers.
Like right now, you're talking god tier shit right now.
Black Panther.
God tier shits.
The Lion King.
God tier. Like
now.
God tier.
Now. Let me hit you with a curveball.
I don't think it's fair to compare Mortal Kombat to those.
No, let me hit you with a curveball.
Okay. All right.
Age of Ultron.
Age of Ultron, of course, was going to do well.
Yes.
But it didn't do well in a vacuum.
It was a bad movie.
After watching it at home, I like it better, but yes, I would agree with you. I like it better after watching it.
I just think that's interesting. That has nothing to do with the argument. I just think that's interesting.
But I also believe that Age of Ultron. This is what happened when you have a successful franchise. The ones that aren't great are still going to do good
because Iron Man 3 was anyway. Oh, it's on this list. Age of Ultron, Incredibles 2, Captain America: Civil War, Star Wars: Rise of the Skywalker, Beauty and the Beast live action, Iron Man 3, Harry Potter and the Deathly Hallows,
Fabo,
and we're gonna round this out with BVS.
Of course, this
nigga, are you gonna see you tonight, Fab? But anyway,
but no, this is the part about this that kind of is frustrating. Because while we would like to judge movie success in a vacuum, it'd be a lot easier if we could say
streaming didn't exist.
Well, that's true. But just the concept on what is considered doing well, if that existed in a vacuum of if a movie is a good movie, it does well. Yeah, it would be so much easier to do.
Have more good movies.
But then you have BVS.
Yeah.
Do we not know, or are people pretending not to know, that Batman and Superman are the two biggest characters?
No.
Other than Spider-Man.
Yeah,
other than Spider-Man. I put my caveat in
number one.
Other than Spider-Man,
number one.
Of course.
Take that, you DC.
But do we not know that a fight between them on screen is something people have wanted to see
forever?
So there are variables.
Quick side note, The Matrix isn't on the list.
Damn it. Cyrus says the first Avengers is the only one where it could really be questionable because while the MCU was building up, it wasn't the juggernaut it became. By the time Black Panther, Infinity War, Endgame came around, all three were breaking all kinds of records in their first couple of weeks. Cyrus says two biggest characters in DC and two of the top 5 in any given time in comic history.
What questionable? Questionable what?
Having a draw from previous successes. Thor 1 was I'm saying I didn't like Cap 1 at all.
Cap 1 is I submit and continue and stand by. Cap 1 is probably the worst MCU movie. No, I mean some people would say Hulk.
I wouldn't.
I like Hulk better.
I like Hulk better than I like Hulk
better.
1.
So, I absolutely like Hulk better.
Yeah.
But yeah, Cap 1.
So basically, Avengers was make or break. Like their success rate, other than Iron Man 1, their success rate was not. Iron Man was carrying that shit. Iron Man was carrying that shit.
No, without question.
So by the time Avengers 2 came along, though, they was a brand juggernaut at that point.
Well, Avengers did 207 in the first weekend.
Yeah.
I mean, that's nothing to sneeze at. I don't.
No, it's not.
I think that's what he means. That's number 7 all time.
I think that's what he probably means about questionable. In other words, it didn't have, like, on TV, the way they used to do, there would be a really popular show, and then the shows that came on after it would benefit from that popular show, because I think they called it the drag. Like that show was so popular that some people just stayed on the channel and watched what was next, what's this, and other shows would benefit from that popular ass show that they came on after.
Hold on real quick. Mike, the Matrix was the opposite of what we're talking about. The Matrix was a situation where it was the Matrix was a situation where, because it was good, it ended up doing well. Because you got to think about it. In 1999, Keanu Reeves, come on now. Fuck him. In 1999?
Yeah, 1999, it was right.
And then, you had Larry Fishburne.
Hold up. Our community, we like Larry.
Come on.
I know. We already had shows on that. Like
right. That's us.
Yeah, that's us.
And then it was this like super cyberpunk type. Nah.
And the trailer didn't tell you.
The trailer didn't do it justice.
The trailer didn't tell you shit.
Only thing we knew is Chow Yun Fat type shit was going to be in it.
Yeah,
that's all we knew.
That's all we knew. Look, they even played up the mystery of it by saying no one can tell you in the trailer. Oh, no one can tell you what the Matrix is. You have to see it.
Like, nigga, you're not helping.
The trailer.
You're not helping. Sony, what are you doing? Sony.
You can't tell us.
You don't understand that the marketing part of this is supposed to try to get us to come in. Like, telling us that you can't tell us is not helpful. I don't understand. What are you? Dog,
I will never forget that. I will never forget that marketing.
At least they won in that way. It's unforgettable.
Yeah.
I mean, but again, they got lucky because people actually fucking went to see it. And told their people,
because the imagery in the thing made you curious. You saw my
absolutely.
It made you kind of curious, right? So, and plus,
no, Mike, everybody watched it eventually. It's just that when it
succeeded because it was good,
right?
Not because of that super hype.
A rare example of something becoming a mega success because it was good.
People saw it and went, "Yo, you gotta see this."
I gotta watch it again.
Yep, because I saw it at least twice in the movie theaters. So yeah.
I mean, I only watched it once in the theater. Actually, I didn't watch the Matrix in the theaters because I wasn't here.
Yeah, you did.
I wasn't in the United States.
Yeah. So you were in Kenya where they had the Kenya version of the Matrix.
Nah, nigga.
Anyway,
I watched it when it came out on VHS.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I thought they had, because you know how some of the African movies.
Yeah, that's true. What is it, Nollywood?
Yeah, it was really over the top. Like, their version of Matrix was really over the top.
I saw a string. Like, yeah. No, it's not even a cable. It's a string. No,
right. It's just a string. It's little yarn. It's yarn. It's yarn and shit.
Yes. Yo, but this list is kind of interesting. But there's a separate. Hold up. All right. So this first list was biggest opening weekends in a single territory. Mm-hmm. The second one is opening weekend record holders in a single territory. What is the difference?
Say that again.
What
Mike is dumb, yo. VHS. Wait, should I?
Yo, that's funny. Biggest opening weekends in a single territory versus opening weekend record holders in a single territory. I have confusion. Yeah, I have confusion.
I have much confusion
because I have
a bag of confusion.
Yeah, I don't get. Is it talking about when they? Oh, I guess this is when they broke the record. Because Jaws is up here. And that's 1975. That's only 7 million. So I'm guessing this. Yeah, it has to be when they broke the record. Because, for instance, on this record-breaking list,
right,
Harry Potter and the Deathly Hallows is up here for 169. And then the next one is Avengers for 207.
Jeez.
So yeah, it's when they broke the record. So anything that came out after Harry Potter, but before Avengers,
right, right,
that grossed less than one. I'm sorry, that grossed less than. No, I'm tripping. Anything that came out after the event. I mean, no, God damn it. Anything that came out after the Avengers, but before Jurassic World, that gained less than 207, but more than Harry Potter's 169 would not be on this list.
right.
Okay. All right, cool. I got it. All right, biggest opening. All right, so let's see biggest opening day.
Okay.
Number one. Oh, no, we're doing domestic.
So Cyrus says, and yes, Canada is domestic. The domestic, and he has the definition. The domestic market is defined as the North American movie territory consisting of the United States, Canada, Puerto Rico, and Guam. So it includes more than just Canada and the U.S.
Dope. So biggest opening day.
Biddy says she still got a VHS player sitting out.
Come on now. Cut it out. Cut it. He knows. He knows. He knows. So biggest opening day. Avengers Endgame, Star Wars Force Awakens, Avengers Infinity War, Star Wars Last Jedi, Harry Potter and the Deathly Hallows Part 2, Star Wars Rise of the Skywalker, Avengers Age of Ultron, and Jurassic World. And then next is BVS. BVS keeps creeping its way in there because, again,
it's an example.
Who would not have wanted to see Superman
versus Batman fighting each other on screen
doing this?
Dude, there are variables that cannot be easily quantified with numbers that will determine what first day stuff is.
Deadpool 2 is in the top 50.
I ain't surprised. I'm actually surprised it's not higher. But I do realize that for a lot of people, he was a cult favorite. A lot of people that went to see the Deadpool movie. There's a lot of those people did not know. They had never read a comic book with Deadpool in it ever.
Oh shit! Homecoming is number 50.
What you mean, Spider-Man?
Number 50. Top number first day. Top grosser. First day.
That's interesting.
It's 50. It's really interesting. Captain Marvel is 32.
So what does that say to all those that ran around here?
That's really interesting. See, a vocal minority again.
These motherfuckers got online and cussed that shit out.
Mm-hmm.
But I'll say this: not only did they do better in opening night, these motherfuckers were so disappointed that they did better in opening night that they start making up conspiracy theories about why they did well that shit. And then, but of course, over the course of time, Captain Marvel showed itself to be real. This is real. This was not. Yeah. This is real. So that's why I said I'm withholding judgment on the success call of this judgment.
The most impressive of these are the ones that are not sequels or do not have anything leading up to it.
Exactly.
So Iron Man being on here
is incredible.
Would be, but I don't see it because come on now, it ended up doing well, but it wasn't.
No, it didn't break the box office like that.
No.
Right.
Let me see the ones that are not sequels or have nothing associated with it leading up to it. The first one.
Also, Mortal Kombat is not some obscure IP. It's
world known. It's one of the most
literally had movies before.
It's one of the most famous video games.
Yeah.
In history,
it's a phenomenon,
it's responsible for the gaming rating system in the United States.
You have Grand Theft Auto and Mortal Kombat, What else? Pretty much everything else is under what they are.
Yeah, because then you started having people try to be them, like Crazy Taxi and Driver and Killer Instinct,
Facts,
all that other shit. We know our games over here, guys.
I mean, we gamed.
Black culture, it's in the name. Anyway,
it's in the name. See that up there, right there?
But yeah, the first movie on this list that is not a sequel or doesn't have anything leading into it is The Lion King at number 14. All the 13 movies above it are either sequels or culminations of something. That just says a lot about the Lion King.
Talk your shit, Lion King.
I mean, real shit. And even still, I'm going down, and I still don't find anything. Is Lion King the only fucking movie on this list?
No, that's crazy.
The Hunger Games. The Hunger Games is number 27.
Which again,
even though that does have a book, but
it does have a book. It has a cult following, but I don't believe it's
that's cult following. That's not
like Harry Potter. I think I wouldn't say it was a cult following. She sold a lot of books, but you can't tell me she didn't sell more books after that movie.
So far in the top 50, there's 2: Lion King, Hunger Games. I can't use Beauty and the Beast because it's the remake. So no, I can't use that.
Wait a minute. You can't use it because it's the remake.
Yeah, it's the
remake.
We
say that is this Mortal Kombat movie? Can't we call this a remake too?
Yeah,
this is a remake.
Absolutely. Let me see. No, it's only the 2 movies. The top 50 highest grossing first days. Only 2 movies out of 50 have no type of lead in. Yeah, because Spider-Man Homecoming, Iron Man 2, Deadpool 2, Finding Dory, Hunger Games Mockingjay, Pirates of the Caribbean Dead Man's Chest, Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2, Harry Potter and the Half-Blood Prince, Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom, Spider-Man 3, Captain Marvel, Transformers Revenge of the Fallen, Beauty and the Beast remake, Suicide Squad, Dark Knight, Furious 7, Twilight Saga Eclipse, Iron Man 3, Hunger Games Catching Fire, Rogue One, Twilight Saga Breaking Dawn Part 2, Incredibles 2, Twilight Saga Breaking Dawn, Twilight Saga New Moon, Civil War, Dark Knight Rises, Black Panther, Avengers, BVS, Jurassic World, Age of Ultron, Rise of Skywalker, Deathly Hallows 2, Last Jedi, Infinity War, Force Awakens, Endgame. Yeah, all the rest of these movies have lead-ins. It's only The Lion King and The Hunger Games, which shows how big of a star Jennifer Lawrence is.
Yeah, absolutely.
And how big of a company Disney is.
Disney is a juggernaut.
Like even back in '94.
Yeah, man. Yeah, of course. And see, my daughter was very familiar with the Hunger Games.
Whoa.
Uh-oh.
There's been an error. There's only one movie. There's only one movie.
What movie is that?
The Hunger Games. This Lion King is not the original Lion King. This Lion King is the remake. So there's only one movie in the top 50 highest grossing opening days that does not have a leader.
And that's Hunger Games.
And that is the Hunger Games.
Yo, my daughter was hip to, she was reading the books long before the movie.
So everybody bowed down to Katniss.
Facts. Facts. I mean, typically when someone has a bow and arrow, shit does well. I liked the Arrow series. Like typically bow and arrow, you know.
Yo, that's crazy.
Yo, my daughter used to get so annoyed with me because I said, yo, everything Jennifer Lawrence is in, she has a bow and arrow.
Like, that ain't true. Mystique didn't have a bow and arrow.
I know. I was fucking with her. Like, if she didn't have that bow and arrow, she wouldn't.
Yo, that's funny. You stupid. I'm doing a cursory glance to see if the same is the truth for weekend versus opening day. And no, the same is not the truth. The same is not true. It's worse. There are 0 movies in the top 50 opening weekends that don't have a lead in. So Hunger Games fell off after that first.
And you know, people also got to acknowledge a couple of things. Stuff is not in the vacuum. If you're old enough to remember the Mortal Kombat thing, we gave the first one a pass.
A huge.
Said, okay.
No. See, no. We not listen, because that first movie was worse than this movie. The second movie was a fucking.
The second movie was atrocious on every fucking level. Yeah. But like I said,
and here's the thing that I will give y'all. Mm-hmm. I absolutely understand and agree with the idea that because of how long ago those movies came out, a certain level of growth, if you will, for lack of a better term, should have applied to this. I will absolutely give y'all that.
That's how I felt.
Yeah,
I felt, and also it's because of what I wanted. I was like, fine. Right. Because I feel like, all right, when you have a chance to spin the block, do it better this time. Like I missed shit. Yeah, bah, I missed. Yeah, spin the block. If he's still out there, we going. Yeah. You better hit his ass the next time. Listen. You better hit his ass the next time.
So out because there's no point in me. I already brought up a bunch of the plot holes and shit in the movie.
Yeah, you already know.
I brought that up. So again, people that are listening,
this is why I trust your reviews on things, because you know that there is a difference between saying you like something and saying that it's good.
Yeah, no, B.
Difference.
We're not playing that game.
It's a difference, B.
I'm absolutely what? There's an
the people I have a problem with are the people that are telling me this is the best thing since goat cheese and milk.
No, you tripping. Well, no, it might be the best because I don't. That one,
you don't really right. Yo, you know where I got that dumbass shit from? Where? My producer Sean would say shit like that and bring these things that aren't purposely to catch you slipping. Like, this is the greatest thing since goat cheese and milk. And you'd be like, yeah, what? Don't nobody fuck with goat cheese. What are you talking about? You used to stay with that shit.
So, like I said, I talked about some of the technical issues, right?
Yeah.
Here are some of the things.
I
can only think of one right now. I can think of one. Here are some of the things that would make it better for what I liked. That it liked. Number one on that list, and it might be it's the only thing that comes to mind immediately. But number one on that list, Hon-Chi.
That would have been dope if he was in there.
Because you're now, this is something I did read from the director. Why go with Bi-Han? And why immediately paint Scorpion as a sympathetic? And I don't remember what the fuck he said. That I ain't gonna hold you. That is one of the explanations I had. After reading that made me sad. Because I was like, I get it. These characters do eventually end here, but I didn't want, like, I wanted good Sub-Zero and bad Scorpion first.
You didn't want the bad guy Sub-Zero versus I feel you. I would have, like, by the time he's noob and you have the other Sub-Zero, that I would have appreciated that. And I want to punch the fuck out of whoever did the effects, because when he died, that black smoke teased the fuck out of me. Yeah, you thought noob.
I'm like,
noob.
No, yo. And then it was like, no, yo.
It's funny how you thought noob, and when I saw it, all I saw was the supernatural demon smoke. That's what it looked like. Supernatural demon smoke.
That's the fuck it was.
Same
effect. It happened to all of them.
Yeah, facts.
But because it happened with him first, I was like, real? No. Damn it, what the fuck happened? Something happened.
Your EOS webcam utility is over there flaking.
You broke it.
I broke it from over here?
That's my story, and I'm sticking to
I am God here then. And
you're a bad man.
I'm a bad man.
You're a bad man.
Bad man. Nah, B, but no, I feel you with that. And again, me watching it, I shouldn't have watched with the director, because I felt like don't play with me. Like,
no, I get that.
Don't play with me, because we already had an experience with this franchise before, and you talking this good shit. Don't play with me. And I think I would have enjoyed. I'm not in a rush. I think that's the issue with me. I'm not in a rush to get everything at once. Just give me pieces of some dope ass shit. So that really what's happening is
here's my thing.
I'm spoiled.
Here's my thing about that. I think just from what I watched, and again, I haven't really heard what the fuck he had to say about it.
Mm-hmm.
From what I saw, I think the issue is now I can't tell you if it's the studio or if it's him or whatever, or if it's the writers or if he wrote it or not. I can't tell you that. Right. But I think what I saw is an attempt to try to do what you're talking about because they did hold back with some of the characters.
They did.
But I think they also felt like this has to have enough characters in it so that your everyday person that knows Mortal Kombat and isn't like necessarily like a super fan of it would be like, oh, I recognize them. Oh, I recognize. Like, I don't think that they expected the masses to hear Bo Rai Cho and think, oh shit, no. But I do think having Liu Kang and Kung Lao together, because there was a video game with Liu Kang and Kung Lao.
Yes, it was.
I think having Raiden and Shang Tsung and Goro in there are like, oh, okay, there's a video game, and having the center of it being the Lin Kuei versus the Shirai. I think that is the thought that they had. Like, we have to have these elements because that's what the average person that just so happens to know about Mortal Kombat knows. Right. But at the same time, no, we're not going to include everybody.
Don't you love it though? When
I need to say this, and they just didn't quite get that balance right.
Oh yeah. Don't you love it though when the proper balance between their need for recognizable pop culture relevancy intertwines with the elements that make a good movie? Like,
yes, but I would argue that the MCU fans are spoiled in that regard.
I am spoiled
because, but not just you. I think that MCU fans in general are spoiled in that regard because they don't have that issue. They can introduce something that is a fucking deep cut, and your friends that love the MCU or these YouTubers that love the comics will fill in that gap for them. So they have earned that right, but they have that benefit of they can introduce a Julia Louis-Dreyfus as an obscure character from the comics.
Absolutely.
And everybody can be excited about it because you have a friend or you have a YouTuber that you see or watch that will explain to you the significance of her character and where she's likely to be going.
I am fairly certain, although they may not be as popular, that there are YouTubers that do that with Mortal Kombat 2. The reason why I say that is because YouTube is a vast hole of communities. You know what I'm saying? They probably just not popular.
Absolutely agree that they are not as popular because
they're probably not as popular.
There hasn't been a Mortal Kombat movie in however long. Right. I mean, there was those series that were like off again, and they were supposed to do this, and then they didn't, and then they did. So like they but
one of that one, I did enjoy some parts of that series, not all parts, but I enjoyed some. Like I enjoyed the ending that it made me feel away. Yo, this motherfucker won after all this. This motherfucker won. Like, it made me feel away. So I did enjoy that. That's another reason why I think a series on one of these streaming services might be dope.
I agree that it would be better
to see just stuff fleshed out. You don't have to rush it. Because again, I'm not in a rush, but the reason I'm not in a rush, this is my selfishness speaking too, because I want to when we went to see Endgame, that feeling of completion, that feeling of I wanted that again with another property that I fuck with. So when I looked at this and I wasn't getting it.
All right, wait. Let's go over this. Let's go over this.
Yo, Cyrus is ass, yo. He said YouTube is a vast hole of degenerates in both the best and worst ways. Facts, though. It's facts.
I mean, we exist here, so
it's facts.
Clearly. All right, so let me ask a question. Outside of Kano, right? And again, it's a story about the supernatural, so there's nothing that really. But anyway, let's just say that his death is permanent.
Mm-hmm.
Did anybody die that you think would rob you of that feeling of completion in the event that they are able, given the amount of time to do what they think they want to do?
Nobody died, not including Kano, that made me feel that way, because I literally walked away from that not caring about.
No. I'm talking about now. I'm talking about currently in the situation you're in. They get another chance, and they get a chance to tell the story that they want.
Saying, for me, my favorite characters in Mortal Kombat have been Raiden, Kano, and Liu Kang. Consistently, these have been my favorite characters in the Mortal Kombat lore. So Raiden is still here. Kano was not, but they didn't make me care about Kano at all. So he's gone. And I don't care that he's gone. You know what I'm saying? They didn't make me care about Liu Kang. He felt wooden as fuck. He felt like a placeholder action figure, not the Liu Kang with the passion. That's the one. He's the one that's going to win. I ain't get that from him. Know who looks like they're going to win that tournament if they do another one? It's going to be Cole. It's going to be Cole. You know what I'm saying? It's going to. I didn't like Cole's power either. I was like,
yo,
that what the fuck is this? That's man, they didn't use it right. They didn't use it right.
Like
they didn't use it right.
You my biggest issue with Cole's powers are that, all right, so for instance, maybe you have to explain why Kung Lao can go through floors. Maybe you do. Maybe you have to explain it, right?
Maybe.
But for people that aren't like hardcore, because one of the reasons I'm so objective about these things is because I realize how hardcore I am on some of these things. So maybe to somebody that's not a hardcore fan, you don't have to explain the floor thing, but they understand the head thing, right? They get the head. You don't have to explain Liu Kang's dragon powers, really. You don't have to explain Kano's eye laser, even though there are explanations that exist.
I like the other explanations for Kano's eye laser.
I agree. I agree. But I'm just talking about what they gave us.
Right.
You don't have to explain Jax's shit any further. You don't. Sub-Zero got to him. He fucked him up, and he needed to be fixed. There might be issues with the implementation, but again, I'm just talking about the explanation.
When I look at Jax, you know what I see? Jackson Briggs built those arms inside of a cave with a box. There was nothing there. There was no tech there. What the fuck?
It's funny. You don't have to explain Raiden. He's a Thunder God.
He's a god. I'm gonna keep it real with you. I don't need an explanation
for most of their powers.
DC Comics already did that. Cole needs an explanation.
I needed an explanation. I don't understand what the fuck is like. I don't get what they are.
Why would he have that?
Yeah,
like
I get fire being involved because he's a descendant of Scorpion.
Yeah,
got you.
Yeah,
but it doesn't.
Why
it seems like his energy is his power is kinetic energy being able to redirect. That's what it seems like.
It looks like a level molecule manipulation to me. Right. He has armor and a weapon that comes from I don't understand why he would have that. I don't understand why he would have that.
I don't
know what the connection is. And and also the reason why you don't have to explain to me any of these other guys, because DC Comics already did. When they did DC versus Mortal Kombat, the reason why the rest of those guys could compete with some of these powerhouses in DC, magic, nigga. That's all I need to hear.
Yeah.
Magic. It's magic. I don't expect magic to be that.
It's the be all end all.
I don't need it. Much deeper. It's two things in lore, in fantasy lore, that magic, I don't need: magic and super science. Magic and super science does not need to be explained. I'm not supposed to understand the super science.
Right.
It's super science. Right. And magic is so vague and so mystical and so I'm not supposed to understand how that.
I would argue that's the only nerf of Superman's weaknesses that actually I'm okay with is the magic.
Me too.
Because of how vast and fucking generic magic is.
Yeah, like this too much. But you about to be pissed. I was pissed when me and Sai found this out. So no, peep the game. This is why I'm saying fuck you, DC Comics, for doing this shit. Right? Fuck you for doing this. Did you know that the Kryptonians have a mutant strain? And these mutants have various types of powers, much like the X-Men mutants, including the use of magic. So be clear. So, not only do they get the solar charge.
Well, Kal-El is not that special.
He's not a mutant.
Right, that's what I'm saying.
He's not a mutant. He is a Kryptonian. The only difference is the amount of time he has had to absorb the solar shit. And also, if you want to go with the DCU version of it, he had the codex placed in him. So all of the skills, all of the things that their society was cultivating through genetic splicing and given to individual people, Supes has. So that Supes has, to me, a higher ceiling of what he can be because of that explanation there. But DC, in the comic books, the Kryptonians absolutely have a mutant strain, and some of them can use magic. So not only do they have Superman's basic power. What's that again?
When did they do this? Because
I don't know when. I know
because I'm wondering if that was a way to open the door for more of them having.
I think so. I don't know when it happened, but I do know that when me and Sai was doing the episode of Metas and Mutants, you can go listen to that show on Spotify. All that. Them talking my shit. You can go and do that, right? But we on one of the episodes we talked about. Oh shit! Here comes Nessa. What's up? What's up, sis? When we found that out, we found out on the episode. On the episode while we was going through reading the. I was like, fuck you, DC, for doing that. Superman didn't need, his people didn't need that. They already like heavy hitters as a race over there because of that ability to absorb solar radiation. And you're telling me there's a mutant strain now, and some of them can use magic. There's OP, and then there's that. Yeah. Right? Like come on. Cyrus says Kal-El is a base Kryptonian who has absorbed more yellow sun than anyone else.
Right. I don't envy comic book writers, right? Because people in general want more power. The problem is it's impossible to write.
It's hard to write stories.
So these super strong, powerful people have to be away.
Yeah.
They have to be away for time.
Or nerfed to the point where there has to be a plot device somewhere in the story that to answer the question of why this one guy with all these powers couldn't have just solved all this himself.
Right.
Why did he need a team? This is the issue I'm having currently. You know, we talked about this before. Yeah. I'm having with Thor and the Avengers at this point because this is the outcome of them trying to square the circle with him in the Avengers. You're downgrading the whole thing about being an all-father. I don't want that touched. I want that status of all-father to stay high. But if you put an all-father on the Avengers team and he's getting smacked around by people that are not or typically shouldn't be all-father level, you decrease what it means to be an all-father, and I don't like it. And then when I go and read him in his books and he's doing all-father shit, I go, this is all the same universe. Why didn't he do that then? Why didn't he? He can do, and I saw Thor pick up, and this even saying that he picked it up is a physics impossibility. 3 supernovas, juggles them, and throw them at Gore. In physics, that is an impossibility.
Right.
But I'll allow it because he's an all-father.
Right.
But when I see him going in Avengers, and I expect Null to fuck Thor up. Null comes from a time relatively before time. And everything that comes from out of that void will fuck you up. Everything. Right. The Celestials come from out of that. Everything that comes from out of that void, I expect Null to, even at all-father level, I expect Null to fuck Thor up.
Yeah.
But some of these other motherfuckers that's getting away with that shit, I'm like, he just killed Galactus and the Black Winter. What?
But henchman number 5.
Henchman number 5
actually move him with a punch.
Yeah, man. Yo, when Odin was all-father and he fought the god Set, they said that the vibrations from that fight were felt throughout the multiverse, literally meaning multiple universes started to tremble from just the vibrations of their clash.
That several of them ceased to exist.
Yes, the smaller, weaker ones, absolutely gone. So I don't like them scaling the all-father shit down. I don't like that shit, man. I don't like it. And it's a unfortunate result of needing Thor's popular now. He is more popular now than he has ever been in the history of him being in comics. And so they want him in the book. He gotta be, and I'm like, no, he don't. He don't.
You know, but he do. You are being selfish. He do know. He do know. It's probably not best for the character, but he do know.
It's not.
He do. He do.
But I do have faith in the fact that I think Donny Cates is writing the Thor book now. Mm-hmm. Donny Cates has a plan.
He is top.
He has a plan. Yes, he has a plan. That whole thing about letting these people grab that hammer and all of that, that's because Donny Cates has a plan. All the people that are clowning that now, we're gonna see how funny that's gonna look at the end of Donny Cates' plan. Because remember when people looked at the symbiotes, like the symbiotes, I mean, they're cool, but all you need is Sonic and fire.
I fight all of you. Each of you. What now, bitch?
What now?
The King in Black is back.
What now? And look, yes, he just lost. Yes, he lost, but he's gone. But in the process of his wake, no one can look at symbiotes. Mm-hmm. Like, they're cool, but if you just use Sonics and fire,
the issue is anymore. The issue for me, similar to the issue for you, is that now Donnie is going to be done with Venom.
Oh yeah.
And this power. Now that you're the new King in Black, you're now going to have the same issue that Thor has.
Facts.
Because we just were made to believe that nobody could fuck with the King in Black.
Right.
Now you just beat the King in Black and became the new King in Black. Nobody should be able to fuck with you.
And
but
yet
that doesn't work. That doesn't work. Storyline wise, that doesn't work. You have to have somebody be able to fuck with you.
And you know what? I think at the end of the day, bro, the way you feel about Venom, you don't want him to be invincible.
No.
You want the writers to be creative.
It's for him to be.
Right. Like, listen, if the writers are creative, Venom can be as powerful as he is, and they will discover threats that will challenge him. That's how I feel about Thor.
He's always behind.
Right. That's how I feel about Thor. I don't want Thor to be invincible. I like Thor to be challenged. But if you're going to scale up his challenges.
Yo, the only way Venom should come back is to fuck with his son.
Yes.
That's the only reason you should ever be back on Earth.
Yes.
Because at this point, you need to be gone.
Have some cosmic threats, my nigga. Beef with the abstracts.
Beef with the abstracts. Go fuck with whoever.
The Celestials, if you want.
The motherfuckers that was fucking with the surfer.
Go
fuck with them.
Go fuck with them. They give you a fight, yo. They got you. They got you. Yo, listen, Marvel has already established the fact, right? That the entire universe is filled with pantheons of gods, which means there are numerous all-fathers. Thor, go out there and beef with them.
Yeah.
Beef. Beef with them. Have conversations.
It brings me to a question. The reason that these things happen, not with Venom, it just so happened that he lucked up and had a good writer.
He did. He really did.
Again, with this objectivity thing, I understand that just because this is one of my favorite characters doesn't mean he's one of the most popular characters.
He is though.
Now,
I mean, no, he's been that way since.
That's only because, but I really think that's only because of his
connection to Spider-Man. No, absolutely.
Yeah.
No, that's 100%.
I'm talking about off the merits of Venom being Venom. He's
during the 90s, he was very popular.
Absolutely.
He was very popular.
Like, so I question this whole Zeus thing because I would argue, I could be wrong, but I would argue that people that aren't necessarily into Norse mythology, just the general population, when they hear Thor, they think Marvel.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
But I would also argue, and again, I could be wrong, that the general population, when they hear Zeus, they think Greek god.
They do. He's a Greek god.
So having him included is really intriguing to me.
Yeah, well, here's the thing, right? So for fans like me that got seduced into that realm of the comic book versions of gods, Zeus is important because there is this council of all fathers, and he is a prominent member of that council. He is powerful, and he is also an asshole.
Right.
And somebody with that level of power being an asshole makes, to me, for a very good character, because he can go either way. Sometimes he can be the I am Zeus, the father god of blah blah blah, I'm doing good shit, and he can also be that asshole, womanizing, selfish motherfucker that plagues his son Hercules. The difference between Zeus and Hercules' relationship and Odin and Thor's relationship is that Odin actually had a plan in mind for all the shit that Thor had to go through. This was for his own good as well as the good of his people. Right. The shit Zeus puts.
I would argue that we already got Zeus and Hercules.
We did.
MCU. Star-Lord and Ego.
Facts. That is Hercules and Zeus's relationship right there. That is absolutely their relationship. It is dysfunctional as fuck. Sometimes, look, and the thing with them, sometimes that's his loving son, and other times it's like, my father is a dick. I am leaving Olympus to do other shit because he's on some bullshit. I learned to love the character Hercules once I opened my mind to reading his book, not him in ensemble books, because they scale him down even from just a intellect and all of that. You get more of the meat of what it's like to be. He was the Hulk before there was a Hulk. He was half human, half God. He did not have full control over his power and strength, and it caused a lot of damage back in the ancient world where you didn't have steel buildings. Like, he was over there, but he was being ass, and he had to deal with his lineage. The Greek gods are amongst the pettiest.
Oh, I meant to ask you, is Kronos involved?
Kronos isn't, and he is a character in the Marvel comic thing. To his him being active currently, I have no knowledge that whether or not he's active, but Kronos did exist. The Titans did exist. There are books where Hercules had to go back and help his family fight off Titans. That's a thing. I fear for what Gore may do to Zeus in this movie. I'm not gonna bullshit you. I don't want Zeus to die, yo. I don't want him to die. I just know from reading The God Butcher, Gore has killed numerous Allfathers. Gore has killed gods of black holes, gods that are so powerful that you would think these guys eclipse even Thor. Basic Thor is nothing to these gods, and Gore has murdered the fuck out of them. Gore has murdered entire pantheons, and that's what I'm hoping. I'm hoping that they show us some of the lesser known pantheons and let him get his stats up Remember how when Calvin said a lot of those fighters from South America, they have them fighting bums up to like 30 fights. So when you look at their record, they 30-0. Like, what the fuck? They fought a bunch of bums. I hope they allow Gore to kill a bunch of bum gods, bum allfathers, bum pantheons, so that by the time he gets to Zeus, they have a legitimate fight where they respect Zeus's power, and he comes close to killing him, and then
Thor saves the day.
Right. This is what I'm hoping for.
Which Thor saves the day?
Oh, I'm Beta Ray. I said it. What's up, Ben? I said it. I want Beta Ray Thor.
Yo!
You saved the day, save Zeus's ass. You saved his ass. Damn. We're not gonna get thrown.
We're not gonna get thrown.
Not in this movie.
Not yet.
All right. But I'm fairly confident because if you look at that the God Butcher story, there are 3 Thors in that story. There's old Allfather King Thor. There's the young upstart god Thor that's not worthy of Mjolnir and has the axe. And then there's present day Thor. They're not going to give us all of that in this movie.
Right.
But I think we're going to get 3 Thors. I think we're going to get Jane Foster. We're going to get Thor himself and hopefully Beta Ray.
Oh,
that would be dope. That would be dope.
Oh, God. That would be.
It would be insane.
Listen. I have purpose.
Right. Gore, Cyrus says Gore has also enslaved gods too. That could be a potential. He could enslave Zeus.
I've purposely distanced myself with all of the MCU rumors. Because Mephisto? No. Because I had a similar fear to the one that you had.
Yeah.
About the new phases. And what I wanted to do is not get my hopes up.
I feel you. That's understandable.
Because, like, realistically, the Mephisto thing was a little disappointing, but I've never been a big fan of Mephisto, so whatever. Right. But I don't want to watch and then be like, all right, this is this is happening.
Yeah.
And then it comes and they're like, nah, this was
what me and Cyrus have learned to do, because we got to talk about this shit on our show. What we've learned to do is take all of it with a super grain of salt and say, this is our rule of thumb, until we hear it from official Marvel Studios, Disney motherfuckers, it's just
I can't do that. I can't.
You can't.
No, it's headcanon.
Oh,
even though I know it might not be true.
Right.
I can't stop like the all right. So not the outlandish shit.
Yeah.
Not like, it don't even have to be outlandish. It has to have a certain.
Has to track.
It has to track in a way. Yeah. Like if you tell me after the episode where Evan Peters showed up.
Right.
If you're telling me that by the end of this show, we're going to have an acknowledgement of the other universes,
right?
Tracks. Because Evan Peters showed up as fucking Quicksilver.
Absolutely.
Tracks.
Absolutely.
It was wrong.
But it tracks.
It didn't end up happening, but it tracks.
Right, but it tracks, right.
You tell me that what the fuck? I can't remember his name. Chris Evans.
Yes.
If you tell me that he signed on another deal for 3 appearances, and those appearances are going to be Falcon and the Winter Soldier and another series that's explaining what happened to Cap before Falcon and the Winter Soldier happened, that might track because it makes sense for him to show up in Falcon and the Winter Soldier. That tracks in a way. So I can't hear that rumor and be like, nah, no. I hear that rumor and I'm like, all right, okay, all right, we go.
Feel you.
In episode 6 comes and it's like, all right, it has to be this episode because it's the last episode, and then no Chris Evans.
Yeah.
Oh
yeah.
So I've tried my best. Like I kind of couldn't avoid the Spider-Man 3 ones because
it's so many of them now.
Literally, like, you get to come back. 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 And I'm like, do all of them get to come back? It tracks because it's leading to the multiverse of madness.
Yep.
Yep. So if I don't get any of these, realistically, they say Doc Ock is confirmed.
Right.
They say Jamie is confirmed.
Right.
They say who else?
He definitely said, not only Doc Ock is confirmed. We did an article that on the show, like literally out the mouth of Molina himself. Molina, yeah. So
Alfred Molina is confirmed. Jamie is confirmed. But they're playing around with Garfield and what the fuck is the other one named? Maguire. They're playing around with that. They're playing around with that. So it's like, I don't know what we're going to do. Like, I don't know. I would love, and then it gets to me where I'm like, wait a minute, this isn't a show, this is a movie. So there's a time limit.
Right.
There's a time limit. It doesn't really make that much sense. Are they cameos? But then again, we got J. Jonah Jameson. And according to everything I've heard, it's the same J. Jonah Jameson.
Yep.
And that is backed up by the fact that they got the same fucking current player actor to play him.
Yep.
So it's like,
J.K. Simmons.
All right, are we doing this? Is this? And then the fact that Far From Home in the timeline happened a little bit after WandaVision happened.
Yes.
So it's like, what is?
But I know why you listen. It's real simple. It's real obvious too. These are rabbit holes.
Yes.
And when you get caught up in these rabbit holes,
there's nothing I can do. They have me. They have me at hello.
But also, this is another reason why most of the content that I consume about that is from people who have not really steered me wrong before. They may have been wrong about something, but they always caveat. They always make a caveat where it's respectable that this is what we think. We don't know, and they always the ones that bother me are the channels like Everything Always.
Yeah,
that lie their asses off all the time for clicks.
Nigga.
It's terrible. It's horrible. It's horrible. We won't do that on our show. We are quick. This show on Black Culture Geeks and on Metas and Mutants, we tell you what we want to see. We tell you what's likely, but we won't tell you what's verified until it's verified. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, until it's verified, you won't hear us say none of that shit. That's not how we get down over here. Because we want our platform to have credibility. Some of these people will rather have clicks than credibility.
Yeah.
I'm not with that. I want for those that might come to us as a source, I want them to be able to rely on us as a source and also keep things coated with a grain of salt. Because we'll tell you when we're sure and when we're not, and what we want and what we don't know. But what I want eventually for there to be the big bad to be the Chaos King down the line. If they make the Chaos, I feel like that would be because he is another big bad that is a universal threat. But right now, what I want the build up to be is to Galactus. I'm not gonna hold you, and I want classic Galactus. I don't want that bullshit they've been giving us.
The issue that I have with the MCU right now, and I kind of like it. Who the fuck is the big bad going to be? Because
we're not going to get no serious big bad for it.
Because you got, but we could. This is what I'm saying. I don't like that selfishly. I like the idea of not.
I know what you're saying.
But selfishly, it bothers the fuck out of me because Wanda is absolutely capable of being
a big bad. She absolutely is.
We're getting Kang. Kang is absolutely capable of being a big bad.
We might be getting Nightmare too.
Right.
Who is definitely capable.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
So it's like, Could it be?
Nightmare don't want no smoke with Galactus, not the comic book version. Galactus has literally gone and fucked up abstracts before. Like,
right.
Galactus has gone into Dormammu's dimension and wore his ass loose.
Right.
If they give us classic Galactus, even if they give us Nightmare in the Doctor Strange shit, I can still see Galactus as higher, bigger, because I know the lore.
Yeah.
Doom could be a big bad. Yo, Dr. Doom could be a Dr. Doom routinely absorbs and steals the powers of people more powerful than him. And come on. Like, Doom could be a big bad.
I just want to see the Surfer. Like,
yeah.
I want to see the Surfer in this current age of technology and art.
Yeah.
Like I want to see the Surfer. I want to see there's so much like, and then on top of all of that, there's still the X-Men. There's still Fantastic Four.
There are so many. Well, you know, Galactus is definitely part of the Fantastic Four lore, but there are so many other characters in Fantastic Four lore that could be Annihilus, can be a big bad.
Oh, speaking of which, that reminds me of where I was going earlier. About this heroes or characters, period, being so fucking powerful that they have to be stored away for a while.
Sentry's dead now, for now, in the comic books.
Yeah. Owen Reed.
No, killed the fuck out of him.
And I'm like, yo, if you remember when that happened, I was like, so you just go.
That was used to set no scale.
Absolutely. Because the Void is, I am the Void.
Yo.
Fuck you mean?
Void? You Void? Fuck out of here. Oh, he came back at the end of the Valkyrie King and Black run?
I didn't see the Valkyrie.
I didn't see that either. Interesting.
Very interesting. Well, that's what I'm saying. So, Sentry, Owen Reese, Franklin Richards, like, if you realistically,
this nigga said Owen Reese.
Yo, realistically, if I know that all of these entities exist, wouldn't it behoove me to A, be on their good side, but B, have some type of communication with them so that when things happen, hey guys,
there's a thing that's happening.
There's a thing happening.
That requires your attention. If you can help us out,
I could do it.
How do you befriend Owen Reese though? Is the question.
I don't fucking know. I don't,
because here's the thing, right? When he was pretending psychologically to be a human with powers, you might have got close to him,
right?
Played on his insecurities. Currently, Owen Reese, he's something that Galactus was playing with kid gloves. When he would go into his pocket, he drew Galactus in his pocket dimension, and Galactus asked him certain questions, but he asked it in a certain way because you don't want to offend this guy, because he can literally do anything. So when I saw Galactus playing with kid gloves, I was like, that's because his motherfucker's still unstable. So we know that Miles Morales is on his good side.
Yes.
We know he fucks with Miles because Miles gave him a sandwich. That's so random.
I know, but it's so
what the fuck? It is, but what the fuck? So I don't have a sandwich.
No, true. Him. Like, what else could you do?
So what the fuck would I do to get Owen Reese?
No. You keep Miles on your good side.
Okay. That's it then. Miles,
this is as far as practical, Miles has Owen Reese as an extension of his powers. As far as it's practical for my purposes, if I'm in this universe, Miles is the biggest ally we have right now. Right. How strong is Valeria?
I would ask Cyrus about Valeria because he would know. But Valeria's power is her brain. Listen.
Yeah.
There is no ceiling with her brain, yo. There's no ceiling. And it's like all of the raw power that Franklin Richards had, I kind of see that with her brain, the way she it's a beautiful thing. it's a beautiful thing. I kind of see that with her brain. Like, and I know we do get that a lot of the people that are listening to this probably don't know.
Probably have no idea
who we're talking about. We get that, but
true power is the fact that she is protected by
Doom will not let you do a motherfucking thing to her. It's not happening, B.
Yeah.
Don't go over. Even her father. I don't care.
Yeah.
You're not doing nothing. You're not doing nothing with her. You're not doing nothing to her. You're not. Fact. You're not. She punished for. No, she not. Doom gonna deal with you. Doom gonna deal with you. You're not fucking with her. You're not. And Doom is always the threat. I don't care. Listen.
Yeah.
There are other characters that come and go, but Doom is always the threat. And if you look at that one story arc they did, even at the end of time, when Thor's still around, Loki's still here, all of that shit, guess who was still fucking Doom, who had absorbed the fucking Ghost Rider shit. He had Agamotto's shit. He had all these other powers just because Doom will prevail. And yes, he eventually lost that fight against the All-Father Thor. You know how long that fight took? Do you know that they went literally underneath a volcano and fought for many, 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 many generations of man, to the point where whole religions were built around the conflict that was happening in that volcano, because every so often the ground would shake and the people there would say, oh no, that's our Lord Thor fighting the devil, Doom. That's how long the motherfuckers fought before Thor eventually crawled out of the volcano after winning but not winning, because he then went into the Thor sleep. And that was it. Right. Like, come on, Doom is always the threat. He's always and I didn't always think so, but I do now. I haven't always thought of Doom that way, but Doom is always the threat. Always. Yeah. At all times. I don't care who you're beefing with. Noah's out there and he was doing the thing. Doom is still the threat. Yeah. He's still waiting for his chess move, where he wipes all the pieces off the board and crowns himself Doom. Like, Doom will prevail. He will.
It's an interesting concept because he's villainous,
but he's good. Doom is good for Earth. I'm saying, Doom, in every future where Earth prevails and has a great future, it's because Doom took over. So regardless of all the little fuck shit he might be doing in present Marvel or whatever, and we're going to root against him when our favorites go against him, at the end of the day, the only future where Earth stands a chance of prosperity into the future is the one where Doom wins. Like, just saying. It's a tough pill to swallow. I don't want to think that way. I would prefer to think if Thor just became a more hands-on God and he's all father, he could transform Earth. But no, he can't, because we saw him do that before. Hulk becoming the ultimate thing is bad for everybody.
Right.
We've seen it. And I'm not just talking about people on Earth.
Right.
Hulk eventually gets to a point in that particular future where he's destroying whole worlds just mindlessly. Fuck out of here. Fuck out of here. Fuck out of here. To the point where he gets to the end of time where it's supposed to be Franklin and Galactus, and he goes, fuck out of here. It's not good for anybody, yo. It's not. So it's Doom. It's Doom.
It's always Doom.
It's Doom. And I hated that it's Doom. I did. It's pompous bullshit. I hate that it's Doom. But here's the reality. In Latveria, his people were doing really well.
Yeah.
The place that he runs is doing really well.
Has life figured out.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, hey, I know you guys want Spidey to eventually everyone have his moral.
Yeah, no, that's just not how it works.
It's Doom.
That's what makes Spider-Man special, but
yeah. At the end of the day, Spider-Man's naive.
About being special.
He's naive.
Yeah.
Spider-Man's naive. Like all of your big fat bloody heroes are all naive as fuck. Captain America, I have not always liked Cap. I love Cap now. Cap is not. Steve Rogers is naive as fuck.
Thanks.
He just is. He just is. It's Doom. After Doom, I would say T'Challa. Because T'Challa does not have the same moral compass.
No.
As a lot of them other. No. I'm here to protect this place. These people. Me aligning with you helps me to protect them. I'm with it. You become a threat to them. I don't give a fuck whatever good shit you doing in the world. You won't be threatening Wakanda. That's T'Challa. That's single-minded. And I think that is a recipe for success too.
Shit. The Namor thing. Are we
We get Namor.
Yeah.
They already get through the Easter egg in Endgame.
Right.
There's an earthquake under the water.
What are we
doing to handle it?
Because it's an earthquake underwater.
We're doing to handling this.
Yeah, okay. I hear you. That's not the reason. You may even believe that's the reason. You might think that you're doing nothing to handle it because it's an earthquake underwater.
What you're not going to do here. What you're not going to do here on Black Culture Geeks is contradict Okoye. She said what she said.
Listen. I hear you, and you might believe that that's why you're not going to do anything to handle it. That's because you don't know yet.
You know, they don't. They're going to find out, though. Yeah. And it's not going to be cute. It ain't going to be cute when they find out. Yeah, it's not going to be cute. When Namor is in, it's not going to be cute. Wings on the feet aside, it's not going to be cute. It's not going to be cute, yo. It's not going to be cute. When Namor pops up there, it's not going to be cute. Y'all motherfuckers ain't seen shit. False pompous. Y'all motherfuckers ain't seen shit. Pompous characters. Y'all motherfuckers ain't seen. Namor is an asshole. Pure and simple. And he's also not wrong a lot of the times, because if you look at the way us land dwellers have treated this planet, he is absolutely within his right to feel away. He is absolutely in his right to say, I'm more important than all your presidents. I'm more important than all your kings and all of that, because my kingdom is 75% of the planet.
Yeah, I mean,
fuck you.
That's a hard thing to argue against.
It's hard to argue against. It's hard to argue against. You know?
No, it's more of us. And more.
Cyrus is right about this too. He says there was even a Namor reference in Winter Soldier movie as well. The ship they were on, the Lemurian Star, and in Marvel, Lemuria is one of the Atlantean regions. He's right. He's absolutely right. Marvel has thrown so much, and look, they threw shit in there not just for the casual fan, but also for us walking encyclopedias like Cyrus, picking up little dinky shit. Oh, you hear that? No, what are you talking about? Man. man. Nah, B, it's a whole thing. I'm excited about a lot of it. I'm excited about really all of it. I'm trying to be here long enough to watch all of it. That's how, you know what I'm saying? Like, yo, I don't want nothing fucked up to happen when I'm not here to see all of this shit. I have friends who absolutely loved it that aren't here anymore. And it reminds me of something my wife said. These Marvel movies, her father was such a comic book geek that a large percentage of the time she's watching these things for him because he's gone and he never got to see any of it. Never got to see any of it. Yeah. He'd be losing his shit right now. I'm looking at his comic books. I'm really looking at his box of comic books right now. Excuse me, his boxes of I'm looking at them right now. Yeah, I remember I never got a chance to meet him, but going through them. But first time I started going through them books, and I started saying what he had. It instantly boosted my respect for this man. Like, yo, this man had this, he had that. Yo, when I picked that up and found that Crisis iconic issue where Superman's holding a dead Supergirl in his arms like this with the like he has our first run. First run. Come on, B. Come on. He has first run Beta Ray Bill first appearance. Yeah. Wow. Come on, B. And that's why I kind of took a little stewardship over them for Malik mostly too, because these are supposed to be Malik's. These are his shit, right? Yeah. And I felt like there was some energy about we need more space. Maybe if we got nope.
Y'all said fuck that.
Nope. When Malik gets it in his head that he wants to move and get his own place and all of that other stuff, he can take these with him and we'll have space. We are not throwing them away. We are not selling them. Fuck out of here. That man collected this shit. He spent a huge portion of his life collecting this. And I remember the stories they told me about when he tried to sell them himself, went to the flea market. He just couldn't. He was at the flea market. He just couldn't get rid of them. So we are not going to disrespect that man while I'm here. Nope. Hell no. The reverence he had for them, I'm going to have for them until the rightful heir gets into a position to do what he wants to do. But right now, that ain't here. Nah, B, I'm not. I feel like that's disrespecting everything that I love about comic books and comic book collection. To do that, yo. It is. Right. I'll throw mine away before I throw his away.
Thanks.
It's that simple.
Thanks.
Keep going. I'm hearing something.
What? How do you just coldly tell a story, end it, and then be like, keep going? What the fuck? You see, this is what I have to deal with, ladies and gentlemen. This is why I don't know how long this show is going to continue. I ain't gonna hold you. It's really a hardship, to be honest with you. If we're just being legitimate about the situation. I have no idea. And he's probably lying. I have no idea what he got up for. I'm talking about he hears something. I don't hear nothing. There's nobody out there bothering him or his family. He's in a separated house. There are cats. I don't think that a random small noise. There are birds. There are deer. I don't think that a random small noise would actually cause him to react in any way, because he has to be hearing it all the time. He has to be desensitized to it. He's back. Let me shut up. Stop talking bad about him.
Yo, T'Challa used to have this little kitten ass voice.
When he was a kitten.
No. He had it for a long time, even as an adult. That being outside a lot now, that's changed. That shit. Because I had the headphones on and I heard his ass out the back door. Open the goddamn door, hear me? And by the way, in case y'all wasn't unaware, and I need to get this out before we end the show, you and Cyrus should mind your business. Because I know y'all were talking trash. Because I'm looking at the comments right here, and I see Cyrus right here. I know, man. I deal with him too. Listen, what we are, mind your business. You know what I'm saying? All you got to do is mind your business. You know what I'm saying?
We were right though.
No, you were not. You were ass.
All right. Okay.
You were ass. That's what you were.
All right. We'll let the fans be the judge.
You can be both, but yeah, you were ass.
Yeah, we'll let the fans be the judge.
You know what I'm saying?
It's cool.
It's
cool.
But yeah, I think isn't that it for us today?
That's it.
I want to thank everybody for showing up. I want to shout out.
That's a fact.
I want to shout out my other broadcast partner, Super Side Guy, for being here at the show.
Yeah.
Also, you can go check out, once again, our Metas and Mutants podcast. Actually, also check out the YouTube channel, Metas and Mutants. We have the first news episode up there, first story or whatever. Go check that out. Also, you can check out the Jaded Nerd Celebrity Gossip Beat on his YouTube channel. And you can check out Addie's Game Room, which you can find on the Facebook page and YouTube channel of the same name. Like I said, we really appreciate y'all. We really do. This show has grown, which is dope. I'm seeing more people coming to the live show, which is definitely a plus, and coming consistently. So that works. Pity said she was just resting her eyes. Yeah. So for my man SPJ, I am Tombstone the Dead Man, and for the greater multi-world entertainment family, we are out. Peace.